All right. Welcome. Episode 35 of what's the shit? The Roundtable Hip Hop Discussion. Proud to have my esteemed co-host in the building. Introduce y'all. We got a full panel, look like the Brady Bunch intro in this bitch. What's going on with y'all, man? Let's introduce first and foremost Star Child of Rareness. Say that shit 5 times. How you doing?
Doing good.
That's what's up, yo. And we got the man of mystery, the international man of mystery, who says he's gonna stay at least until the crash dummy of the week. We'll see. $5 bet. Hotep, the man of mystery, yeah, bro.
I'm gonna be here way past the crash dummy. Don't let them lie to y'all.
Pure pressure on your ass now, boy. All right. And next we got Jonathan Cloud, J Cloud. What's going on with you, brother?
What's good, man?
Good to see you in the building. Malik, the villain. Any rants today?
Oh yeah.
Rare form. That's what I'm talking about. Then we got the Grim Reaper, the one and only Mr. Southside Gun. Blah! I ain't got the gun for you today. I left the blicky at the crib, bro. Unfortunately.
Fun fact of the day: the group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. The more you know.
Jeopardy. Snapple facts. And finally, we got the one and only on the lazy boy. The lazy boy, Cassius Cam. What's up, Cam, bro?
Chilling, bro. Long day at work. I'm in my recliner. Getting ready to eat a bunch of food tomorrow. Life is good.
That's what's up. That's
boy
what's
Cam.
up. Happy thanks taken to everybody out there. Turkey Day, gobble in this bitch.
Yep.
Let's get on with the motherfucking topics at hand. Unless you were under a rock, you realize that we got some latest going on in the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef, with Kendrick dropping an entire project, new project with a couple songs, couple jabs. He's not gonna stop. He go up for the kill shot. And then in retaliation, Drake seems to have filed a fucking lawsuit. Let me pull up the first article.
Pussy.
So we're just gonna go. We got a lot of prompts here, so we're just gonna take it one by one. We can talk about each prompt as it goes on, but first we got this tweet right here. Drake has initiated legal action against Universal Music Group and Spotify over allegations that the two companies conspired to artificially inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, and they got little snippets from it. Drake has initiated legal action against Universal Music Group and Spotify over allegations that the two companies conspired to artificially inflate the popularity of Not Like Us. In the following Monday in Manhattan court, Drake's Frozen Moments LLC, sound like a fucking Hallmark company, Frozen Mo, accused UMG of launching an illegal scheme involving bots, payola, and other methods to pump up Lamar's song, a track that savagely attacked Drake amid an ongoing feud between the two stars. Drake's attorneys accused Universal Music Group of violating the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO. We know that word, don't we? Statute often used in criminal cases against organized crime. They also allege deceptive business practices and false advertisement. Under New York state law, the court filings are a remarkable twist in high-profile beef between the two stars, which saw Drake and Kendrick exchanging stinging diss tracks over a period of months earlier this year. That such a dispute would spill into business litigation seemed almost unthinkable in the world of hip-hop. That ain't gangster. Lawsuits ain't gangster. So what do y'all think of this first they inflate Not Like Us? Do you think that's a fair assessment, or was the song just that popular?
No, it was a good song. It followed. I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, Not Like Us came after Meet the Grams. So,
Yeah, like toward the end.
If we're going off of, the whole Family Matters thing and then Meet the Grams and all that stuff, I'm gonna be honest. One, Not Like Us is very catchy. It's a good song. It's way too fucking long. I will say that. But it's still
like
catchy.
4 minutes or some shit.
Like the part when he started talking about the Atlanta colonization part, a little too long.
That's 3 verses, dog. You that TikTok generation got your ass.
No. I'm saying that song, you know, you hype and you dancing and all that stuff, like him explaining that part, but that's neither here nor there. It's like it's been played at sporting events, it's being played at family reunions, it's being played at schools, it's being played everywhere. So to think that is, you know, artificial type love, if you saw the pop out,
Yeah, the pop out was cracking.
Yeah, I don't think it was inflated to the way that he's insinuating, because when when Kendrick was dropping those diss tracks, like that was a whole cultural moment. Like people was glued to his feed trying to see what he was going to drop next. Like there wasn't nothing artificial about that. So I don't know, like, and also too, Kendrick signed to a label, so he's kind of gonna have a little bit of push anyway.
They're on the same label. It's the funny part.
Yeah.
This
So he's just mad he lost, and he's mad because his reputation is tarnished. So,
Well, labels do inflate, like all major labels inflate numbers, like not to the degree that he's trying to push the narrative of, but like it's like if you get like 900,000 streams, they're gonna push it up to 1 million. They're not gonna push it up from like 500,000 to 1 million, but they're gonna push it up, just to give it that extra push. But he did, and that's the thing, he's doing the same thing. So it's like now he's, just because he lost, it's like a thing of like when you're playing a game with your friend and they lose and they pull you're cheating. They pull that card. But if they won, there wouldn't be none of that. So that's all.
Yeah, like playing 2K, game cheating. Fucking.
I'm tired of light skinned nigga, man.
What you say?
Because I'm just tired of light skinned nigga, man. Because
Nah, come on, man.
Colorist.
I'm sorry, I'm in colors, y'all.
I mean, you ain't black yourself, brother. You know what I mean?
I am black.
You ain't blue black. You feel
I'm
me?
a different shade of black. But
I understand what you're
that
coming
nigga.
I'm just fucking with you.
Leave me alone. Anyway,
The corduroy colored are getting out of hand. I'm tired of it as well.
I'm just sick of Drake pounding and bitching.
Same people subscribing to Ice Spice's OnlyFans, y'all. But anyway, let's go to he in true fashion. He not only filed one, but he filed two. The second petition came out. This petition, I think, is a little bit more interesting. It's kind of hard to read. It's small. I'm not sure if y'all can read it, but it's basically saying that he accusing slander in there when it comes to releasing new music by his most prominent artist. UMG is meticulously in planning and execution of music it releases, promotes, and backs with considerable financial resources. That is true, and not just because of the amount of money on the line for UMG and its shareholders, but also because Universal Music Group's executives are eligible to receive incentive bonuses based on revenue generated by their respective divisions. It goes on to say earlier this year, one of the artists that Universal Music Group has under contract presented UMG with a song called Not Like Us before it approved the release. Could just put his name in there. The song, Universal Music Group knew that the song itself, as well as the company, album art, and music video, attacked the character of another one of Universal Music Group's most prominent artists, Drake, by falsely accusing him of being a sex offender, engaging in pedophilic acts, harboring sex offenders, and committing other criminal sexual acts. Specifically, the song calls Drake a certified pedophile, a predator, and someone whose name should be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. So basically, you get the gist of it. He's accusing him of kind of slanderish. Well, this is a petition. It's not an actual lawsuit. This comes before the lawsuit, which another video will explain that we'll get to eventually. And I think this is the part where he kind of lost a lot of people, because this is like you suing for a diss track And it's kind of interesting because he said some things in his diss track, but I'll let y'all kind of harp on that if y'all want to hear that. But what do y'all think of the second petition?
Suing for defamation is crazy because at first, when all this was happening, the first thing I said was, I'm shocked you're suing for everything outside of defamation. I was shocked this wasn't the first one that he filed. Because in my mind, I feel like if you lose a rap beef, the first thing you would think to file a lawsuit for will be defamation of character, especially if someone calling you a PDF file. That's crazy to me. So the fact that he filed it after the fact, but you're saying the label is responsible because Kendrick don't have no responsibility for it. The label is responsible for that. It's crazy because the same label allowed you to release all the stuff that you said about Kendrick. And, it's a laundry list of things that he said. But what made it funny was that you said that you fed Kendrick all of this information. I don't know about y'all. I don't care what type of problems I have. I'm not feeding somebody fake information that I'm a PDF file. I'm just saying.
I like that.
And that's my part. Like, you said all this shit about Kendrick. You talked about this man's wife. And you said a bunch of other shit. But when this nigga load a clip on your ass, put fucking bullets all in you, that's when you want to run like a hoe and do this shit right here. Back in the day, you used to goddamn go back and forth with a nigga, talk some shit about you. That's like if Jay-Z would have went to goddamn court over Nas calling him 35 in a karate class. Like that. You really, nigga?
But my thing is, like, if you suing Kendrick for defamation, couldn't he countersue you? Because y'all were both saying shit.
Correct.
Exactly.
Like, what are you
But
doing?
that's why he's not suing him directly.
He's suing the label.
Yeah.
But didn't they say that if he were to win this case, they would just sue Kendrick and get the money back, the label?
That is what they're alleging in the petition. Yeah. However, that's like hearsay. You feel me?
But given what's actually being presented, Drake has to, without a shadow of a doubt, like have tangible proof of everything. He don't have that.
It seems like this is like a play to almost like get out of his.
It is
his deal.
It is,
but also it's like you didn't think about how the optics of this would look doing this, like because it's this. He's
38 and he won a max deal. That's what that is. We all know, unless you're LeBron James, you're not getting a max contract in the NBA. This is where we are. He's 38 and he won more than $500,000. He won more than $500 million on his next record deal when he already done recouped the money from the first deal. Completely understandable. But this beef has basically devalued what he is as an artist.
Oh,
and can't believe I'm gonna say this. Joe Budden is kind of correct. A lot of people are starting to, stop turning a blind eye to the simple fact that his music is not really good in terms of his album releases. Because I've been on the record of saying this 100 times. He has no talent. He's not a good singer. He's a terrible songwriter. He can't arrange an album. He can't play an instrument. All he can do is just be light skinned. That's his talent. So at this point, he can't really justify wanting $600 million from Universal. So if this is a ploy for him to go independent, that's fine. But ask yourself this: if a regular ass independent artist released Certified Lover Boy, would you listen to that bullshit?
I ain't even listened to it from Drake.
That's my fucking case.
See, my thing is, Drake, I know you part, But you going against these people, and you just know you're not gonna win. I don't know if we'll get demonetized or whatever for saying get clipped for saying the J word.
We know what you redacted.
Yeah. You're trying to go after these powerful people. You're not gonna win. Like, so I don't know how this is gonna play out for him. Like, because these people play messy, they play nasty. So I just don't see him winning at all, and I don't even see it going good for him because they'll probably make his life harder as a result of this.
Well, he's trying to go out as a martyr, and that's also what's annoying me, that people are trying to paint him as some like freedom fighter, like he's doing all this for a just cause. No, he's doing it because his back's against the wall.
Bingo.
That nigga in the corner, he can't get out of it.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
I say this: if he had lost, if he had won the beef, would he be doing any of this?
No.
That's the end of the discussion right there.
Because then they would have not only given him the money that he deserves, he thinks he deserves. They would have also had every single media outlet in the world basically being like, "Hey, this nigga is doing his thing, and I want y'all to." Basically, what Spotify did when they put him on the face of every playlist they had for his birthday, I think, or some shit coming up like that, like they would do that shit times 100. He was the face of Apple Music. He was the face of Spotify. Now you don't see that as much. If he won that beef, I promise you, those songs would be everywhere. We'd be hearing that beat switch verse from Family Matters for the next 10 fucking years. I promise you we would.
And you already know he would be doing that victory lap like he did with when he won the battle with Meek. The battle with Meek. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he got real bold because he had a weak opponent. You know what I'm saying? Easy to win against Meek.
To be honest, if Pusha T was a way bigger artist, we'd be goddamn not be hearing from Drake at all. To be honest.
Didn't Drake do some whole shit and get Story of Adidon taken down?
Yeah,
I heard he been throwing cease and desist around like a motherfucker. That's the word on the streets. That he's the cease and desist king. But they now, and speaking of kind of going to the point of him being a martyr, this is another one of the things that they're pushing as far as his lawsuit. Drake lost a few because he bit the hand that feeds him, UMG, by signing the Gaza petition. Lucian Grange is a known redacted lobbyist. Drake responds on it's from 100 gigs. UMG gladly displaced their rebellious redacted poster boy with an obedient self-proclaim from the redacted state. So there you have it. You can read it right there. So now they're trying to play the Free Gaza play, which I've never in my life heard Drake speak on anything pro not getting money in his life. I've never heard him say anything to rock the boat ever in life. So this is weird as fuck to me. This is like reach to me. But what do y'all think? Is there any validity to this? I didn't know that petition even exists. But
no, Drake does not give a shit about anything except, like you said, lining his own pockets.
He don't give a fuck about himself, man.
Stretch Armstrong right there. I don't know. That's a Stretch Armstrong right there. That's that's a cover run. Drake got beat tactically. That's what Kenny did on this. That you got to think as everything they were bouncing songs back and forth, and right when everything got to the precipice, Drake released a song, and then Kendrick dropped "Not Like Us" and walked all over it, and just pushed that snowball down the hill, and then it just fucking steamrolled. You want to talk about why he got all those strings? It was just immaculate timing on his part, So
facts.
There's not a single excuse or way that he's gonna. I see. Best case scenario for him is that UMG might do some sort of settle, but even that, I don't really know what he would get out of it. But as far as career wise, it's fucking C4.
I think they might just kick his ass, get his contracts, dissolved or something, because I don't think they're gonna. I don't think he's a liability at this point.
That's my point. So they might just settle, cut him a check, some undisclosed money, and then just send him on his way.
Because even if he won the battle, he'd lose the war.
Facts. Yeah.
That's honestly the worst thing that could happen to him.
And I don't think know how like encompassing UMG. It's so many subsidiaries. Like Atlantic is like what Virgin. It's like everything is under the umbrella of Universal Music Group. And in fact, they part of what they got going on with Spotify, they actually invested in Spotify, which is the craziest thing in the fucking world, right? That just shows you how the music industry operates, right? So honestly, Drake does have kind of a case, right? With the whole like monopoly RICO shit. At the same time, it's like Al Capone suing the federal government for being corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were part of the racketeering, bro. You was part of the scheme. Your whole career is based off that. So I think I made an analogy, the old analogy, cutting off your nose to spite your face, right? You are part of the machine. You are a big part of the machine. The machine didn't give you $400 million because you're the most talented person in the world. You don't, I think Southside had a post, you don't create music, right? You don't make beats. You're not a fucking great singer, bro. You're not, your lyrics are subpar at best, right? There is nothing extraordinary about Drake to me.
His last few albums
anymore.
I don't think it was ever anything. I think first you signed Young Money, right? Which was a high trajectory at that time, right? You were with the biggest artist in the world, who was Lil Wayne. So you got that push. You had management under Rap A Lot, right? And you had that machine pushing you, right? You got connections with Universal, Lucian, right? So you had 3 trajectories pushing you to the moon, bro. You feel me? So great strategy. It was great in the vacuum, but I don't think it's like you said. Pusha T could probably wrap circles around fucking Drake, bro. Like, there's nothing extraordinary about Drake to shed his success outside that he had the connections to get to where he needs to go. Nepotism is basically what it was. If anybody want to push back on that, they can, but I don't see anything extraordinary about Drake to warrant being the biggest artist in the world in the way he is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit, that's the reason why I always had a love hate.
I don't agree.
Social media has a lot to do with it, I would say. He was very popular. He hangs around popular people. He knows how to play that social media game.
Correct.
He really good with this shit.
And some people, they grew up watching him on TV. Mm-hmm. So people already have an emotional attachment to it. When he caught that bullet in his back, he was in a wheelchair for the second half of his whole career on that show.
Star disagrees. What do you say? What's your take on it?
So I mean, I was listening to Drake before he got signed to Young Money, but I actually think he had talent and he can really rap. And I mean, he can sing too, but he's not the best singer, but he can like harmonize or whatever. But I just don't know he can harmonize or he can hold a note. But
cleaner.
I'm not sure because we know how labels influence people to be in certain boxes or to make certain kinds of music. So I'm not sure if at one point, like, the label pushed him to be a certain kind of sound, and that's where he started to decline, because I don't agree with the sentiment that he's not talented and that he could never rap or whatever.
Oh, I didn't say he wasn't talented. I said he's not extremely heads and shoulders above his peers.
No.
Okay, well, he's talented.
I'm not saying he's a bum and he can't rap or nothing. I'm saying he is not.
Because any motherfucker could rap. Yeah. Hell, anybody can just get in the booth and just rap. Fuck, look at goddamn Miles. Anybody can get in the booth and rap. Shout out Miles. He got his video with Kanye just released. Go check that out.
No, so he had talent
in the booth and rap.
Let me ask you: is he head and shoulders above like a J. Cole who raps, produces?
No, not anymore. I mean, I wouldn't say he never could produce or anything, but he used to be a lot better
musically.
He used to be a lot better.
But that's the thing. If you isolate any one thing about him, like where is he really like above average?
If you have him as just an MC, he's not top 10. He can't produce anything, so he don't even qualify. If you just hold him as just a singer, he's nowhere near the top because he can harmonize. That little nugget. He can harmonize, but he can't sing. He can't. When have we ever heard this man sing a cappella anything without autotune?
Shit.
I mean, I'm not saying it don't sound good in the booth. You know, when it translates to our radios and our headphones, yeah, it sounds good when he's singing, but that's just the thing. He's not. He can't really sing. You can tell when motherfuckers can actually sing. Mm-hmm. He's not one of those types. He made pop rap interesting. He made it cool to be melodic when you're rapping. That takes talent to be influential. I'll give him that. But outside, like as a actual artist, this nigga is not talented at all.
If Charles Gambino took music seriously, we would not be here for Drake either.
Everybody does. Gambino does everything better than Drake. Gambino is literally what Drake is. Gambino should be what Drake is now.
Exactly. I've been saying that for fucking years.
Gambino can rap. He can produce. He can arrange an album. He does everything that Drake does, just without the bullshit.
Way better.
He should have followed his blueprint, to be honest with you. He should have did the acting shit too. You know, I think he should have.
He can act better than Drake.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a way better actor. Atlanta.
Yeah, don't got that pretty boy persona though. He's like that awkward, quirky dude. So it can be a little bit hard for a machine to get behind him like that. I always thought Drake,
and that's fair, and I can completely understand that. I just don't understand how. And this isn't a knock to anybody who was a fan of Drake, but this is just me. I don't understand how people have accepted mediocrity for so long. Because everyone says, oh, well, these albums are good and this and that. Views is not a good album from front to back. Let's be real. No, it is not. Honestly, never mind. It's not a good album from front to back. No, it is not. You can say the same thing about Certified Lover Boy. You can say the same thing about a lot of his early work.
Does Drake have a classic?
He has maybe 2 to 3 cohesive good albums. That's classic. It.
That's what I say. He has anything
projects since 2009.
I think Nothing Was the Same was his last great album.
That's saying something, because think about how long ago that was.
That was like what, 2014, 15?
That was before I grew my hair back out again.
That's bald head scallywag, bro.
No, I've always had hair. I just cut it off because I got to college and I couldn't find anybody to braid my hair.
Everything Drake has been releasing for the past fucking 8-9 fucking years has been mediocrity, and all his fucking things have been trying to rhyme the fucking this is good and all that. What the fuck is not? Because I listen to all them albums. I have a friend who's a diehard Drake fan. I listen to all them fucking albums. Them shits are terrible with a few good songs and shit. Because he said, fuck no. Everything this nigga ever released after that 2015 shit, it's been fucking shit. And I'm tired of niggas saying, oh, Jason, no, the fuck is that? Fuck that nigga. And I'm
Joe Budden in the building. Malik Buttons.
I just tell people to listen to Fonte, man. Listen to Fonte.
Thank you.
Because he's watered down Fonte. That's what it all comes down to.
Thank you.
I thought you liked when he rapped like Fonte.
Yeah, I can listen to it, but he's not as good as Fonte.
He's
watered down Fonte. That's
Drake slander hour, huh?
No, I mean that's the truth.
When you need her.
I know, right? I need my girl to come back.
Because even then, I've had to tell her a bunch of times, like when we're talking about Drake and his rapping ability, yes, he has moments where if he just stuck to strictly rapping throughout his entire career, I don't think people would look at him the way that they do now. But because he does all this singy pop type shit within his music, he does nothing but steal flows from every fucking body.
And we've seen this and listened
This
to this
nigga,
shit.
this nigga's a full-fledged Space Jam monster. He
This
literally
nigga sing songs.
flows, bro.
But the thing about that though is he's always done that. It's been kind of a less of a it's been less grating because while he would do it, he would kind of like, he would give props to who he's taking from.
Except Soulja Boy. That was where the line got crossed. You don't
Soulja
ever
Boy
get
said
that
that
bitch
shit.
Soulja.
Yeah, but it's like
Soulja Boy.
Tell
Soulja
me
Boy top 5
what's
all
really
time.
going on. Come on now. Come on now. That's Soulja.
What's happening?
Drake.
That's Soulja. You ain't seen the interview? That's Soulja. That's all Soulja.
Soulja Boy is a cokehead, I think, but I
He
think
copied
everything
X
he
on too, man. That was where I got offended. When he copied X, I was like, yeah, nah, he got to go.
Yeah, it's just like when he was doing all that, like comeback season was like full on Fonte cosplay, where he had like fake Little Brother songs on there. It was acceptable because it was kind of like, he was giving props to them and shit. But then after a certain point, he just ran off with people's whole styles and kind of like, acted like he wasn't doing that. And that's when it started to become like, it started to become weird. And then like as time progressively went on, he would just do it more with different people. And it's like, okay, who is this guy? Who is he really?
He's the greatest actor in all.
Drake is Bird from Bird in the Midnight Falcons. You must be my age, brother. I don't know too many. Know that, bro?
I don't even know what that means.
5 heartbeats. Oh man, we gotta revoke.
Oh shit, you gotta put me on, man.
That motherfucker. You're looking funny in the light.
Midnight Falcons is crazy. That was an elite pull. Where did you pull that from?
That was excellent, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That was an elite pull. Like most motherfuckers know about that.
You definitely in a bot with that. That was a good. That was you. You black person right there.
That's a real human.
But let's listen to this lawyer describe the lawsuit.
I've been around a lot of rappers and legal drama, and this is the best one I've ever seen when you understand it. So first, this isn't a lawsuit. It's a petition where Drake is asking the court to require Universal Music Group to give him evidence that he needs to bring a RICO lawsuit and a lawsuit alleging illegal business practices. What he says is, I don't know who the other people were involved with Universal, but under the law, Universal has to tell me who they are so I can sue them for the following: civil RICO, deceptive business practices. What these people did is they used illegal bots to make it seem like Not Like Us was a lot more popular than it actually was. They cite to an Academics interview where Academics is on stream talking to some dude, and the dude says, I got paid $5,000 and promised 1% of Not Like Us in exchange for delivering 30 million fake bot streams when Not Like Us first launched so that it would seem more popular than it was and the algorithms would bump it up everywhere. What's really interesting about Drake's claim is that if you watch the Academics interview, Academics questions the veracity, the truth of this guy saying, hey, bro, are you sure? Like, somebody promised you points for bot streams? There's producers and engineers and people who feature on songs who don't get 1% of the song. And somebody promised you. Academics questioned this guy's story. Anyway, Drake's lawyers saw it fit for a filing in a New York State court. And they say, look, this is some evidence of the bots. Then they say that Universal typically takes a cut in order for somebody like Spotify to put a Universal song on Spotify. And that in this case, Universal wanted Not Like Us to be more popular. And so they agreed to take a lower cut and they gave it to Spotify on the low, cheaper. They paid radio for plays that, hey, Universal Music Group, in order to make Not Like Us artificially popular, paid people in radio. Apparently, they claim that all of this is illegal and that it caused damage to Drake by reducing his popularity, getting him less streams. They argue that streaming is a zero-sum game. Every time Not Like Us got streamed, it resulted in Drake not getting a stream because you necessarily can't get a stream if everybody's listening to something else on that day. And they have all these other wild allegations in there, including this idea that Universal is firing people who have loyalty to Drake and preferring people who have loyalty to Kendrick, they also claim that Universal told Drake that, hey, none of this is our problem. Your problems are with Mr. Lamar. You should sue. Kendrick Lamar's last name, by the way, is Duckworth. They say your problems are with Mr. Duckworth. You should sue Mr. Duckworth. And if you sue Mr. Duckworth, maybe we'll jump in there with you. Because what I think is happening here, first off, my mind is spinning because I can't imagine that you're relying on a source that academics questioned and that. But here's what I think is happening. I think you might have a situation where Drake realizes that Not Like Us and everything around that song and this battle has forever tarnished his earning ability and his ability to make that money. This is what I think is so significantly reduced that he's got to do everything he possibly can to get it back, even if that means filing these claims where you're out here. I would never file a claim like this if I were him, unless I guess there was that much money on the line. Because from a PR perspective, my gosh, what do we think, people? Does this play well or does this play poorly for the boy?
That ain't gang.
Poorly for the boy.
Right.
Gangster. So basically what he saying is, in a vacuum, to sum this 4 minute up, Drake is not trying to get Ja Ruled. With Ja Rule can't fill out a fucking arena. He can't fucking perform at a halftime show and pack it out no more, right? That's how damaged he was after that 50 beef, right? So what do y'all think about this? Basically that 4 minute video, and we talk about that he may have hurt his earning potential. Has Drake's earning potential been damaged by the beef, basically?
Absolutely. He's gonna sink even lower than Ja Rule, because Ja Rule didn't even do this. It's gonna be bad.
Ja Rule didn't have that cult following though. That's why I kind of think like maybe a settlement might actually be in the realm of possibility, because you think UMG might see that they might lose more from alienating his crazy ass fan base if they just beat the shit out of him with this. You know what I mean? They cut him 200 million, let him go on his way, get him out, and then they save face with all the stands to listen to Drake. That's kind of what I'm thinking, you know.
Yeah, but at the same time, even if he gets that settlement, it's gonna be like who's gonna want to align with him after this.
Yeah.
What artists are gonna want to work with him? What producers are gonna want to work with him? Who's gonna want to book him? It's gonna be bad for him.
No pun intended. Nothing will be the same. But like him, he has a very loyal and insane fucking fan base. I hate them niggas. And he's still gonna have, get like shows and shit, but on the level it was before, it's not gonna be the same for real though. No pun intended. So Drake, I agree with what y'all saying.
You're gonna see him residency in Vegas in the next few years. Watch.
Drake is nothing more than the rap game Shang Tsung. Gamer in the world that plays Mortal Kombat, you know how untrustworthy that motherfucker is.
That nigga the same song. Is that he steals fucking flow styles and he'll stab you in the fucking back. That nigga is Shang Tsung for real, man. Real shit.
I think part of it is just a result of him like trying to pander to the same demographic for too long without evolving with them. Me and D were kind of talking about that yesterday. Like from the Degrassi scene, you corner the high school people who watch high school TV shows. You corner that market with the high school TV star, and then you make high school lover boy music, and you just ride that shit till the fucking wheels fall off.
Yep.
And eventually, if you're not longevity way, you're gonna have to evolve to either gain a new demographic or evolve with the demographic that you started with, because everything's subject to change. That's the only constant.
Yep. Drake's audience, his main audience, are girls who grew up watching High School Musical on Disney Channel. That same demographic is now 30 years old. That shit ain't flying no more, bro. Time to switch it up.
It's gonna be hard for him to adapt, I feel like. Soon.
Yeah. I think it's understated how much you fall off a cliff in the rap game at a certain point. Like, there are very few rappers who are still moving units like that at 40 and beyond, and Drake pushing 40 at this point. So to me, it's
That's
kind of,
what
yeah.
that's what happens when you rely on image instead of substance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He put quantity over quality, and that right there bit him right in the ass. So,
Yeah, that's why you have to build. Like I said, these fan bases. Like Eminem probably isn't releasing anything of substance that anybody really, but his fan base is so loyal to him that he's always gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have built a fan base not off hype, but just off, fucking with your music or whatever. It don't matter. 40, 50, 60 years old, right? Drake has a shelf life to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's not going to be dropped
like someone brought up earlier.
50 years old. He's not Rakim. He can't drop something when he's pushing 60. It's not going to be received well. It's not going to be taken seriously. He's got to squeeze these lemons dry right now. So
Hotep, what you got, man?
Drake is, like someone said earlier, the rap Shang Tsung. Like, there's no one for him in the rap game to really absorb right now, so he falling off. Like, if you really sit down and look at it, there's no one for him to sign, to jump on their remix, sign them, shelve them, and then milk them for writing parts.
Yeah,
because he did that with Forbes, and Kendrick.
Forbes is an internet joke.
Yeah, but Kendrick started.
People were saying he was artificial intelligence for a minute
on the day of the album release. So any hype that Forbes was supposed to have, Kendrick drowned that shit out immediately. We haven't heard from him since.
We ain't gonna hear from him no more. Shit, he gone.
He had like a one song deal. He didn't really have like a record deal.
Yeah, it wasn't like a full on deal.
Let's see what we got here. Either way, it ends badly for Drake. The parents label can blackball him by telling the artist not to collab with him. Exactly. Everybody's under Universal. Also, they could pay him, then shelve him. Exactly. You seen that with Buck when he was under 50. He just put that dude on the shelf. He couldn't release fucking nothing, dude. Drake needs everyone else for validity. So appreciate the comments there. It's the Mike 23. So I think this lawyer also, this is a shorter video, but he talks about the second.
What do you do when the entire internet roasts you for running to court after losing a rap battle? You go to court again. Drake has filed another petition. This is a petition, not a lawsuit. He's asking the court to tell Universal Music and iHeartRadio to turn over documents so that he can file a lawsuit for defamation and civil RICO claims, alleging that these companies engaged in a scheme to make Kendrick Lamar artificially popular, boost the algorithm and the coverage and the spread of his songs throughout the airwaves. At the same time, they knew that Kendrick Lamar was making defamatory statements about Drake, calling Drake a pedophile. And they chose to go ahead and engage in this whole big scheme, causing Kendrick Lamar to go up in popularity, causing Drake to go down. And now Drake says, I need this evidence and I'm going to file these lawsuits. I would ask Drake, have you not had enough of the good public reception? Also, are you at all concerned that if you were going to file a defamation lawsuit, why didn't you file a defamation lawsuit? Why did you file a petition? Have you considered that if you file a claim that you've been defamed by being called a pedophile, you then open yourself up to expansive discovery about all of your prior sexual relationships? But hey, look, we're talking about one of the biggest pop stars in the world, and he's made his calculations. His lawyers have given him his advice, and they're off to the courthouse. Who knows? Tomorrow might bring petition number 3.
Open up those DMs. So what do y'all think about that one?
The first thing I think about is the dating advice he was giving Millie Bobby Brown.
That was a sick shit right there.
As a parent, I don't know about y'all. I don't know how I feel about some man in his 30s texting a 16-year-old. Dating.
That's nasty, nasty work.
That's
he got to get grippy for that.
Grippy!
bro, there's a whole video of him on stage.
That shit weird.
You say, King?
I feel like people in the industry move weird. They all move weird.
That shit weird, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I would like to point out though that he's filing for civil RICO, which is not the same thing as criminal. It's much easier to get steam for civil lawsuits than it is for criminal lawsuits.
Very true.
That's why people can get found liable for SA and stuff like that without any like concrete evidence.
Somebody's a criminal. All right. Somebody's been to court.
Yeah,
Somebody got a press suit sitting up in the fucking crib.
I am off probation, dude. Stop it.
So we got another video. I don't even think I watched this one. Let's see what we talk about.
Dropping songs. Now walk with me here. Okay. Conspiracy Marlin tinfoil hat is on. All right.
All right. Here we go.
Drake has been dropping songs on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Never done that before.
Yeah.
They're getting flagged on his own page by the label.
I didn't know this. What?
Like when he put them up and they would get flagged by the label. The label would strike them down and took them off of Instagram, which would force him to put them on streaming.
Artists might be Slavs.
If Drake is posting them on Instagram, we know how first day pops, first week, how important those numbers are.
Yeah.
If you look at his Instagram, majority of them have 6, 7 million, 8 million for the streaming on those songs. When you look on streaming, they're like 1.2, 2 million first day.
Okay.
So not even comparable, right?
Right.
Is he hurting Apple? And is there something going on with him and Apple? Who hosts the halftime show? Apple Music. Why would they choose to put Kendrick before Drake?
Nah.
Why is Drake dropping music on Instagram and not on Apple?
That's a question I've been asking.
This is
it's getting spooky.
I feel like there's some weird shit going on that we don't know. I might be just going down a rabbit hole that's just too deep.
No, but I think you're on the right path because I think there's always some questions about what's going on with Drake and his label. Because this is weird. This behavior, it's not familiar to Drake, right? This is
Larry Jackson's not there anymore.
That shit was weird too. Even like the information that came out that maybe wasn't supposed to come out, where he's making money off other artists.
It's like, who's leaking that information and why and how?
I want to know.
I want to know.
Yo, call that nigga, man. Come on, Marlon.
All right, I think we get the gist of that. I'm so distracted by a room full of dudes drinking champagne out of champagne. Fucking, did they win the Super Bowl or some shit? This is kind of ain't that a little sassy, bro? Maybe I'm old and shit.
I'm an avid wine drinker. I love shit. I love that stuff. Be classy.
I think they reaching.
No, Cloud's right.
Cause that's the thing. Like whenever these beefs happen, they usually put them on like SoundCloud or like Instagram. I just think he thought it wasn't worth like all the, putting it on streaming and all that shit. He just put it up and for whatever reason they took it down because he's releasing unauthorized music. So I think they're right on that point to where it's like, okay, now I gotta put it on streaming. But I don't think there was any like reason that he put it on Instagram other than like he just didn't believe that it was worth it, like anything more than that, because he's a fucking egomaniac. And he thought he had this shit. He thought he had this shit wrapped up. So I think that's all it was.
Yeah, he thought he could win this shit, but
Back to Back isn't on streaming, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's on Apple Music.
Was it immediately?
I
think it was on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I think it's still on SoundCloud. It's still because I have it saved to one of my playlists. I have it saved on SoundCloud. I have it saved on Apple Music. Because somebody tweeted today, about like what did Drake say and Back to Back that was actually like so great. And I was like, hold on, pump the brakes. You might be a bitch, but Back to Back.
What about Charged Up?
I think that's still on streaming too. I think.
Is that a girl tour or your girl's tour?
I think that's still on
SoundCloud. That was the hardest part of that song to me.
Yeah, it's still there.
Really is.
Wife and niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah,
bad.
Charged Up is still there.
I blame all this for me. I blame Meek Mill for all of this shit. Because if he had did what the fuck he's supposed to do, right? Drake wouldn't have had.
Well, that's what happens when you let somebody with autism into a rap battle.
I
wouldn't even assault the autism people with that. I know some high functioning autistic people.
I know.
Drake,
Meek Mill anyway. To address what these guys saying before you move on, it's not only is it a reach. Yes, Apple is sponsoring the halftime show, but like, if Jay-Z is working directly on the board of, who's making the decisions, it's not just on the representatives of Apple Music. So he kind of lost me there. And I mean, realistically, if anybody who's on a label puts out music, they're not authorized to do so, they're gonna flag it regardless of where it is and take it down. It doesn't matter who you are. Nobody is above the machine. So unless it's your own label, you are in charge, and you're the one who's approving and denying who can release what. Yeah, you have to adhere to what's in your contract, and you can't just be out here releasing shit if you ain't got the rights to do so.
Exactly.
That's the whole point of motherfuckers we hear about today who are signed to labels and are complaining that, hey, I got 500-600 songs, 3-4 albums, and I can't drop anything.
Yeah, I would say, like, kind of going on this prompt, right? Because we got Funk Flex chiming in. Says Drake in his legal action against Universal Music Group over Not Like Us. He's 100% right. Drake is 100% right. National play per song. Drake don't money for play. He don't got to pay for play. Basically, he's saying that Drake don't got to pay for any radio play and all that other shit. This is why independent artists don't rise to the top. All you artists know I ain't never take a dime from you, your manager or your labels. To me, it sounds like he's trying to get ahead of it. Funk Flex know he's taking fucking money. You payola. I think a very telling thing in this beef too, if you look at who's siding with Kendrick and you look at who's siding with like Drake, I feel like the worst fucking people are siding with fucking Drake, like academics, fucking OVO Mall, fucking Funk Flex. You know what I'm saying? Like you seeing, Game couldn't get on the fucking stage because he fucking paid sides. You feel me? Like he had to sit in fucking at the crib acting like he was taking care of his baby mama or some shit, right? You didn't get an invite, bro. And you're a terrible person too, right? You know what I'm saying? Like a litany of sexual assault charge. Why do all the people with sexual assault allegations are siding with you, bro?
Because
weird.
Like them.
I wouldn't, I don't know. It's like Jeffrey Dahmer showing up to testify for you, bro.
Look, I just know when Funk Flex said that shit, I was like, you know what? You're part of the reason why mainstream radio sucks nowadays anyway. So you are nothing more than just a problem on top of another problem.
This is so weird coming from him because it's like he didn't have any issue when a certain, legendary producer got beat up and took to an ATM.
Nope.
But
you silent on that shit.
Yeah, I don't know if some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but
I know.
He went on a whole rant about that, making fun of him and all that shit. But this is like, he's all on board with this. It's like
he's a whole ass nigga, man.
I've been playing Def Jam Vendetta and beating up his character for fun.
He's such a man child, bro.
Oh, do not! And just screaming over them. You're 60 years old screaming. You're gonna fuck around having an aneurysm, bro. Calm down. Your blood pressure high. Here we go. We can't go an episode without the Joe Budden rant, bro. It's classic. Drake definitely was in Sin's DMs, bro. That was a heartfelt rant, bro. That was
a broken clock is right twice a day. And look, I know Joe has had some wild takes. I know that nigga is a Division I level hater. I would know because I am one. But I will say this. He ain't wrong. in anything he just said. He not wrong. Drake is a horrible person outside of you.
He's a bitch ass nigga.
He is a, as Malik would say, he's a bitch ass nigga. Outside of the music, within the music, you see how he moves and how he carries himself. He is what I dubbed him as the golden boy of hip hop, which he don't need to be, but that's what the machine made him to be. So that's the problem, is that now he is not seen as the golden boy. And, you know, in 15 years, you know, you've been accustomed to doing something for so long. It's like being an alcoholic and just having to automatically stop drinking out of nowhere. You're not used to it. How are you going to cope as he drinks alcohol?
Yes. He's just a bitch ass nigga, like I said. I'm gonna keep saying it because that's what the fuck he is. He's a grimy ass nigga. He fucks over other artists. He's not a good person at all. Look at his fucking label.
I mean, look at what he did to Wayne. Look at it. Like, didn't he mess with Wayne girl while he was locked up, and right at the guy
his face had it like a bitch apologizing. Fuck that nigga.
You know.
Hey, wait. His girl needs the blame too. Lil Wayne's girl needs the blame too. Takes two to tango.
That's true, but damn it, you supposed to be your boy. He signed Wayne's girl. Drake probably had more loyalty to Wayne, who put him on, basically signed him. His boss.
Niggas been enabling his behavior for years, more than a decade. Niggas been enabling his behavior. So while yes, Drake is part of the problem, them niggas like Jay Prince, fuck you, Jay Prince, and his son, fuck you, Jay Prince Jr. Them type of niggas enable his behavior and allow him to think that he got this diplomatic immunity to where he's untouchable. He can do whatever the fuck he wants because he's Drake, and nobody would be a bigger star than him in the music industry ever. That's the problem. And don't get me wrong, there are some fans of Kendrick who completely do too fucking much, acting like Kendrick is just fucking God. And no, he's out there. He's out there. But there are artists who are talented that are better than Drake. You just turn, like Joe Budden said, you had a blind eye to everybody else because you was only focused on the Canadian. Now, these days where now everybody else, like a Gambino, like a Kendrick, like an Ab-Soul, like motherfuckers down south, are getting the shine, and Drake can't handle that shit. When you pushing 40 and you're on your way out the door, you get two things to do. You can bow out gracefully, or you can crash out. He chose option 2.
Scorched earth.
You need to go ahead and open up a food truck like all the other old.
You is out of pocket, and I want you to understand that you are wrong.
What the fuck you go to?
You going to hell?
Go to food truck, bro.
Because it is hot.
Don't B.O.B. got a food truck? He sold like noodles or something.
Fuck B.O.B.
B.O.B. got a food truck.
B.O.B. What B.O.B. do?
Music terrible.
Okay, but that's not a crime, though.
It's very much a crime.
He said fuck him like he did something malicious. Like that's crazy.
What do I do to set people off? What is it
like
about
30%? We had to talk. 30% of the internet got you.
Because last time I checked, I'm a nice guy. I have done nothing to anybody.
You a fucking
cut the cap.
Cut the cap.
Fuck you, Star. Fuck you for laughing at me. Fuck you too, Cam. Because I see your ass done.
Everybody's a collective.
I'm pretty sure you laughing too. Probably hiding behind your dreads like this.
You leave my dreads out of your lives, okay?
Anyway, speaking of dreads, the one dread month, Lil Wayne, man, what I do? I just be chilling. They still come for my head. He had put the K. He still gang banging at 50 years old. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let's this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed on me love. This is like the least intimidating, threatening tweet I've ever read in my life.
Apparently, Apparently, he got something coming, so he's about to be done.
Oh
soon.
God, please no.
He's about to be done real soon.
We all saw this, and we told him to get your ass in the booth, and he got in the booth. However, this is not 2009, so
well, even if it was,
know if he really wanted to do that, because let's be honest.
What if this is what we needed to get Lil Wayne out his show? What if old Wayne is back?
I don't know if old Wayne go.
I mean, shit, old Wayne
his feature verses are hit and miss, and the album he just did with 2 Chainz, Mother was okay. It's not. The lean has destroyed a lot of them brain cells, and whatever dreads are hanging on that are left are the rest of his brain cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can reverse lean, bro. I think.
Oh my God! Like, come on.
I think that's a permanent situation right there. But what do y'all think about Wayne? Like, what in general? Like, what is this? First and foremost, why is he even coming at taking this situation?
Because he heard the album, and
did he listen to it? He didn't diss him though.
I don't think he listened to it.
He ain't listened to it. Man.
I don't think he heard the shit. I think people came to him and told him, like, Kendrick name dropped you such and such, and told him, whatever. But I don't think he listens to shit. I mean, he's on record for like not being in touch, not being in tune. So it's like
somebody played that verse for him to hear, because this isn't somebody that a man. What the fuck I do is not somebody who didn't know anything. This is somebody that had, hey, you might want to hear this, and then he heard it and was like, hold on, what's the energy here? But it's like you had somebody that was looking for your support before, but you didn't want to extend that courtesy. You wanted to go bitch and complain because you didn't get picked for a halftime show. When you know damn well you wouldn't have been able to remember half the fucking songs you were going to perform. Now that you've been passed over, somebody else is giving you that same love. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, damn, what's going on?
To me, it seems like another case of him letting fucking peer pressure get to him, like he did with the whole Super Bowl thing. Because it's just like, I feel like lately he's been on that victim type shit. Man, what the fuck I do? It broke me. Like, come on, bro. Like, calm down. Not that, and if he really listened to the song, he would realize that Kendrick didn't diss him. He name dropped him, yeah, but he didn't diss him. So that's what gives me the impression that people was in his ear telling him what to think or how he should, you know what I'm saying, respond to stuff, just like he did with the Super Bowl thing.
Yeah, it wasn't so much this. It's like if you actually listen to the lyric, Dot's disappointed at his reaction of what he was able to accomplish. And I don't know how you really take that as like a slight if you're Wayne. But then again, like it is hip hop. Like if you're gonna name drop something and kind of leave it like a little ambiguous, it's gonna be open to interpretation, and people are gonna react however they react to it.
Yeah, it would have been like Nas dissing Cole for let Nas down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the
yeah. I mean, what the fuck did I do are the favorite words of somebody who knows exactly what they did.
Yeah, like, and then on top of that, at the Lil Weezy Fest, he had to say the extra shit. So like
that Weezy Fest was a hot ass mess, and we all know it.
That's what you did, nigga.
Yeah, he knows what he did because why not me is basically it shouldn't have been you. So it's like if anybody has any right to feel offended or disrespected is Kendrick.
Yeah.
Knowing that man looked up to you.
Exactly.
And my thing is, he on internet saying, "Oh, Wayne about to come back, cook Kendrick." Lil Wayne has never won a rap beat in his fucking whole career, and I don't know why they're trying to hype him up, saying he's gonna cut Kendrick. No, he's not.
I can't recall a good bar, dog. Fuck a rapper rap beat. I don't recall like a bar that's like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Like, He's a Gilly the Squid Bar. There's 44.
Gilly wiped the floor with him.
44, I could kill you, go to jail, get back when I'm 44. But the thing, they're all punches though. Wayne's a punchline rapper. He's one of the best punchline rappers to ever rap, but that's not enough when you're dealing with like a tactical battle MC.
Not Kendrick,
There's gonna be, and like he's gonna dig up dirt. Wayne's got a lot longer career. He's been in the spotlight a lot longer. You thought that Dot was able to pull up a lot of shit about Drake. Just imagine what he could pull up on Wayne.
Oh man,
that's 20 plus years of shit that he could pull up on.
It's just like he doesn't have a proven track record though, because it's like Gilly wiped the floor with him.
Push did too, man.
Yeah, Pusha did.
Yeah, he hasn't beat anybody in a rap battle.
No,
he really hasn't. And I love Wayne to death, but shit, nigga, you can get your ass cut again. Shit.
Not only not one, but embarrassing losses. Because Wayne never shook that ghostwriting shit, even though it came out that Gilly was full of shit and he was just trolling him. But that shit stuck with him for a while.
Gilly didn't write none of this shit?
No, Gilly didn't write for him. He came out saying that was bullshit, and then he was just,
Yeah, the bird.
He wants some stripes. He wanted to get some stripes.
They had Gotti over there, and all. I heard they had a fucking sweatshop going. That's probably where fucking Drake learned the sweatshop, but I don't know. I know Wayne don't write. Wayne ain't got a fucking pen. Like I've never seen a pad. You're not gonna find a notepad.
Yeah, he literally doesn't write, but
physically, he don't physically write.
Yeah,
but he still writes.
He do the record, take it back. I'm gonna say this and this type of shit. Like if you listen to his old shit, he's literally freestyling type shit.
He just freestyle the dome.
Jay doesn't physically write. He writes, but I don't know if that makes sense. That's kind of what I do. I don't physically like write stuff down.
Like the whole Jay-Z approach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who was talking about it. It was a different rapper that was talking about it, but this is when I started doing that shit. He said, if you can't memorize it without writing it down, then it's not dope enough to remember. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a good point. That's kind of tight. I like that.
I mean, until you get to like fucking 1,000 songs and shit.
Form without a backtrack.
Yeah, and here we go. Hot Boy Turk reacts to potential Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar beefs. Let's check this video out. I'm not sure if I'll pay the whole.
I'm gonna keep it all the way gangster, right? My little bro say what he said, man. You know what I'm saying? And since them churn, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, what he said, you know. And I feel like Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? He's a great artist, you know, and he's a fan of the whole Hot Boys, you feel me? Because he said it, you know. I think when the media get involved and when other people start putting their 2 cents in, you know what I'm saying? Because Wayne didn't say nothing disrespectful to Kendrick. Kendrick ain't say nothing disrespectful, but he said Wayne name, you know what I'm saying? And when you say somebody's name, that's people, some people take that, you know, in a way wherever they take it, you know what I'm saying? And I think we don't need to let this get out of hand, man, you know what I'm saying? Because if you was a fan, you still a fan, you know what I'm saying? And I think we need to keep it at that. You know what I'm talking about? At the end of the day, if you was a fan of Wayne, you already acknowledged that he's a lyrical genius. You know what I'm saying? He do what he do. Kendrick hard than a motherfucker too. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that destruction, bro. I'm just going to keep it all the way real because I know what my little bro do. I know what he can do. I know what he will do. You know what I'm saying? But I got love for Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be the one to say I don't got love for Kendrick. You feel me? Because he makes some great music. You know what I'm saying? But I know what Weezy gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to see it to even go there, bro, because at the end of the day, it be like outside people egging shit on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just hope that we can, like, you know, get past the situation, you know, and keep it pushing, keep it moving. Wayne say what he said. Kendrick say what he said. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep on doing what we doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that shit peaceful, man. We don't need no West Coast down South beef, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And I think, you know, at the end of the day, we lose. And when I say we, I'm talking about us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You don't see other races, bro, beefing like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like they uplift each other in whatever way they do it, they do it.
I had a dream that all people.
Okay,
like
that part is what he lost me. Because he must not listen to country music because them niggas be beefing like crazy.
White people beef.
Like, white people beef and pop music go crazy.
Yeah, but
I don't know what you're talking about. Also,
he almost talking like a West Coast down south beef. I don't see that.
But also, I get that Wayne a lyrical genius. I know what Wayne can do.
Right.
Yeah. In 2009, in 2010, this is not the same. I don't think people understand. He's not giving you more than a good feature verse in this day and age. Kendrick having to write a diss track against Wayne, that shit might as well be a fucking documentary. That track gonna be 2 hours long.
And not only that, is Kendrick corners both those demographics. When Wayne only corners one. Like the older heads that still ride with Wayne, those people like Kendrick too. But Kendrick also has all the younger cats and shit too. So that's a lose-lose no matter what, just based off like sheer numbers. Just like mathematically, there's
and it wasn't even this. Like that's the biggest thing is that like he never dissed Wayne. Like you can sitting here on a radio show and you acknowledging that he didn't diss Wayne, but he said his name. But you mentioned that he was a fan. So you by trying to elaborate and say that, oh, we shouldn't make it anything, you're making it something now by insinuating, oh well, I know what Wayne can do. You starting shit. You are indirectly instigating a rap beef because you secretly want to know, and we all do, we all want to know, would Wayne win a rap beef in 2024 against arguably the best rapper of our generation right now? We all know the answer. The answer is absolutely fucking no.
What the fuck would he say against Kendrick Lamar? Like, what did he say that fucking Drake hasn't said already? That
at this point, it's gonna be like 8 Mile. It's literally gonna be like 8 Mile. When Eminem went against Lickety Split and he turned around and went against Lotto, he said this, Lotto, you're saying the same shit that he said. Yeah, it's the same thing at this point.
What do you gonna lyrically wash Kendrick? Like, no. Like, so
He would be fair. Lotto did that rap battle in 8 Mile. I will say that. I don't know how Lotto lost like that.
Lotto should have won. We all agree.
Yeah, Lotto should
have won. That leave the Beaver line was crazy, but I'll leave it there.
Lil Wayne would call Kendrick his son. That's the only thing I can think of.
Exactly. And then he could come back like you're defending the dude who fucked your girl while you was in jail. Game over.
It's the lose-lose.
Yeah, you lose. You gonna talk about how you was tongue kissing Birdman?
Yeah, you.
Come on.
And then Thug just got out. Then we gonna bring up how you shot up Thug Bus.
Come on.
You like Thug didn't go like the
it would be bad, bro. It would be very, very bad. And that's before getting into all the racial stuff that Wayne. I don't see race, and I'm fucking. Yeah,
and the baby mamas he got.
Yeah, he could like destroy. He could destroy Wayne. To be honest, that's why we don't want to see it. I don't want to see 40-year-old Wayne get decimated like
Wayne taking on the burden of a beef that has nothing to do with him.
It's crazy.
Would be the worst thing to do to his legacy.
Basically,
he isn't already stamped as one of the best hip hop artists ever because he is, but you don't want to see your favorites go out in that way.
It would be like Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair 2008 WrestleMania, and I don't want to see that shit.
That's not like if you're a fan, if you've been a fan of him since your childhood, and then you've grown to like Kendrick as an artist too, like you're gonna be conflicted because you're gonna want to see it, but then deep down inside you're gonna be hurt because it's like everybody's gonna be yelling at Wayne to fight back, and it's like at some point you gotta throw in the fucking towel.
Throw in the damn towel.
And you don't want to, but you're gonna have to, because I don't think people understand. Like, Wayne has a lot of skeletons in his closet.
Like J. Cole.
And a lot of them we already know, just based off of the Drake situation.
Yeah, that's like, Lil Wayne and Kendrick beefing. That's like Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson.
That's a good. I was gonna kind of say the same thing. It's over like a lame duck. It's a lame duck reason for him to even post about it too. Like Dot's line in that song that he's all up in arms about. It's like the equivalent. Like, it's not a diss. It's like when a family member forgets to wish you happy birthday type thing, you know? You're like, yeah, man, like you forgot my birthday, like that type of shit. That's what
really,
you know, like it's not. He wasn't going. It's like, hey, man, like I'm kind of bummed out that you couldn't have said like fucking congratulations before you.
That's real.
Me shit.
I think that's real. I just feel like, you know, we're being honest about diss tracks and stuff like that. I just don't see a diss track from Wayne going anywhere
at all.
It won't. It'll turn into a meme.
I mean, shit, he could be replying to fucking.
And the problem that I really had is like, what producer is going to help him with that? Because if you look at who Kendrick got to, help produce those projects like Alchemist, Mustard, Cardo, like that young, that up and coming, that like even the old heads, like that
Soundwave.
That shit not fair, bro. That shit not gonna be fair.
He can do some introspective shit, some Miss My Dog.
And that overlap in fan bases that we were talking about, that confliction that Southside was talking about, that's going to force people to actually be objective. If they actually put music out.
Yep.
You know, that confliction is going to cause people to be objective about like what they listen to. So it's just not a.
Yeah. Like you're going to have to actually put your fandom to the side and be like, who is really making the better record? Fuck what's being said. Who's making the better record? From all standpoints. Because given how people appreciate Wayne and his accolades, we're not talking about the past. We're talking about right now. Right now, if this was NBA Jam, Kendrick is on fire. And he been on fire for months, and at this point, ain't no putting that fire out.
Shout out to NBA Jam.
Old ass nigga. All right, let's see what Joe Budden does in that situation.
You know he's correct. If you're trying to unite the hood,
What is that? Parks? When they start showing Parks on this shit, bro. I've never seen that motherfucker. I was like, who the fuck is this white dude, bro? The same shit we saying. You know what I mean?
He said the same shit we saying.
But yeah, there you have it. I think he kind of reiterated what we just kind of went through. Is like, what history does Wayne have to show that he could deal with Kendrick? Although they saying he getting in the booth, so I mean, what do you think?
It's gonna be bad. That's all I'm gonna say on this subject.
You know what Wayne could face though, in this, could get in the booth and record a song, kind of just explaining why he had the reaction he had without being disrespectful.
That's what I said, introspective shit. He could do some I miss my dogs type shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the chess move right there. That's the chess move. They make it seem like he's not backing out, but like trying to legitimize why he had the reaction he had and try to find some common ground.
Yeah.
If I was in his ear, that's what I would tell.
Yeah, but with all due respect, do you think he's making chess moves?
No.
That shouldn't even been funny. That was one of the things that shouldn't even been funny. That's like, I have little faith right now in Wayne, bro.
and that reminded me too. Willie the Kid washed him too.
Willie the Squid.
Willie the Squid.
Willie the Squid. All right.
He done let people get in his ear again. Got in that damn booth.
Gaslight. All right. Anything else? Any final thoughts on the Wayne?
Hey, you could just get in there, flick the Bic for 3 minutes, and it'd be better than anything.
I ain't heard the Bic in a minute, bro.
Crazy.
3 minutes of lighter flicks.
Yeah, and don't let anything I'm saying take away from the fact that he's a legend. I love his old shit, but you know, he's just not. He's not.
Past the prime. He gotta know when to quit.
Even in his time, that was never his lane, though. That's the thing. That's what people are not grasping.
They're not the same thing. Fucking apples and oranges.
I mean, I never knew Kendrick was one of them ones as far as like battling and shit. So and dissing.
But that's the thing. Wayne tried that, you know, and it didn't go. It went bad for him. That's the thing.
You need to get them ghostwriters in.
My thing, all I gotta say on this whole thing with Drake versus Kendrick and Lil Wayne chiming in, this all started with Birdman bald head ass not paying for real. So yeah, it all started with Birdman. So fuck Birdman too. Playboy.
Hey, I don't want them goons on me.
You know, see them goons, Playboy.
I'm a civilian. I'm gonna call
it. It's like Wayne.
We tell Birdman get in the booth. At least that'd be funny.
Nah, please. Don't wish that evil upon us, man. Don't wish that evil upon us, Ricky Bobby.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't want to see Wayne in the booth either, bro. I'm getting real Gary Payton on the Lakers, fucking Vince Carter on the fucking Hawks. Shit going on. So no.
Yeah,
Hakeem Olajuwon on the Raptors.
Yeah, nah.
Actually, on the Sonics.
Nah, we don't want to see that, bro. We don't want to see that. All right, so let's go on to our next. Well, we got a comment here. Let me see what this say. Syrup corrupted Wheezy's talent.
Oh my god!
Don't worry about what's in his cup. It's his cup. If people don't know, the website is up. Just FYI, make sure y'all go there, tap that review tab. We full of reviews. You can go through the whole fucking. It's a bunch of them shits up there now. Look at that.
Website looks nice. Hell yeah.
Nice. So shout out to Jay Cloud, man, who's instrumental in getting that up, bro. But yeah, we got the album review, Kendrick Lamar, GNX by one and only Southside Gunna. Album review for GNX. Basically, the gist of it, a 10 out of 10. That's 10 crowns, homie. That's a royal flush in this bitch.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so what do you think? What made you do 10 of 10?
So, first off, when I heard the little single for GNX, I was like, oh, this shit tough. But when I actually got to the song or the album, I'm like, oh, this nigga hit me with a bait and switch. This nigga didn't even put the actual song sample that I heard initially on here. And as I was listening, man, first and foremost, Whacked Out Murals, crazy. And then Squabble Up, even crazier. And then as it kept going, I'm like, bro, the Luther sample, you know how much money you gotta have to get a Luther Vandross sample cleared?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And to actually do it well, because you can play that song anywhere because it's fully clean, no cuss words. So it's good rapping, good producing. SZA killed it. Like, that song is amazing. Now, I know we all love TV Off because Mustard goes crazy. Yes, that shit is absolutely crazy. However, my favorite track on the album was actually Peekaboo. That was me. That's my shit. But I think what people fail to understand is that this man created a lot of symbolic moments in this one album that it's like one of those things where like you could do a graduate thesis on this type of shit because it's layered with so much stuff. So yeah, bro, it is actually a really, really good project. I was hesitant to call it album of the year, but might have
that's
to.
fair. That's a fair assessment. I think so far.
I want to leave Chromacopia up there. I really do, but if
it's better than Chromacopia, bro.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's not. It's like I said. It's not because of TV off. It's not because of people. It's because of fucking Luther. If Luther did not go as hard as it did, I might have reconsidered. But that album was crazy. That was a great listening experience. I will say that was a great experience.
I think he did a good job to putting a lot of going back to the regional sound. I know people trying to say he played to the regional sound, like, or because of the dish shit.
Using a lot of lesser known. I don't want to say like
there you go, like local regional artists. I would say
regional artists, like pulling out a Lefty Gunplay.
I was about to say he made me kind of not hate Lefty Gunplay.
I was going to say
he just threw him like at the end. It was like get some royalty type of shit.
Kind of crazy on that one, man.
And he put Jay Hit on that motherfucker. If you've been looking at Kendrick for a long time, you know who Jay Hit is.
Lefty is geeked out individual you will ever see on camera. This dude, he got 3-4 years left before he kicks the bucket. I'm calling it right now.
He be zooted and booted, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I don't want to. I hope he cleans up and he gets his shit together. But
what I will say is this though: if even if you weren't a fan of Kendrick or you were just a fan of Drake, people are forcing themselves to say that this is not good music.
Bullshit.
I'm not even gonna speak from the perspective of a Kendrick fan because people are like, oh, well, you hyping album because your favorite, because you're a Kendrick fan. My favorite rapper is dead. My favorite rapper is Mac Miller. He's dead. My second favorite is Larry June. So cool off on me. I just like good music, and I feel like this is an opportunity for y'all to enjoy good music because people are hearing this and then they're literally going on social media saying, oh, I need to go visit Kendrick's catalog. I've never listened to his music before.
I have a question for the chat. Do y'all think this is actually like a mixtape and that Kendrick's going to drop an album before the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl time?
I believe that.
Oh, if he dropped, I could see it being a mixtape and he dropping an actual album. But I will say this though, I don't think he should because I feel like football season is more than halfway over at this point. Like we're getting to the nitty gritty from the being playoffs, playoff pictures. The Super Bowl is literally right around the corner. So I feel like he don't need to drop anything else because at this point, a lot of us kind of already know what's being played at the Super Bowl at this point. But if he want to bless us with more music, he can. We're not gonna say no.
You know what you getting that Super Bowl mustard?
That's gonna go crazy.
I want to add something.
That's gonna go insane.
What you got, Malik?
I hope SWV pop up though. That sample was nice.
What you got, Malik?
Goddamn. So my signature. When I heard the album, I had my conflicts. The reason why is because I know I'm like Kendrick, like my second favorite rapper, my first is Kanye, and I didn't want to like be like a fan to say, oh, this shit 10 out of 10. So I had to try to. It's been fluctuating with my rating and shit, but Southside said some shit. The symbolics of every song and shit. It's like every song on that bitch is like you can just play all the way through and shit. And he stuck with the original sound, which I fuck with, because that was hard. So, I don't know. If I had to rate this, it's like I want to give a 9 point something or a 10. It's really hard for me to try to rate this album right now. But I know it's going to be high up and shit, so.
I'm thinking 9.5-ish.
Yeah, I did like somewhere. I don't want to be a fan of like this 10 out of 10. This shit. I don't want to do that. But I probably get like a for some.
That's good.
You might as well just round that fucking 9.5 up, bro. Because realistically, with every
don't succumb to the peer pressure, Malik.
Nah, fuck all that peer pressure. Nah, fuck all that. You need
bro.
Realistically, what like, and as someone who I don't normally give out 10s. I was giving out.
You gave out like 7 10s, bro.
I've counted. I've only given out 10 of them.
10.
So this is officially the end of my top 10 albums. Like, this is it. So I have.
Who else got 10s? Who else got 10s?
Larry,
Vince,
Chromacopia,
Tyler.
You gave Vince a 10?
Mock, Leon Thomas, Tasha Hendricks,
Leota
Parker.
Yeah, shit.
That's crazy. I know.
Oh, and Mike.
Oh yeah, Mike did your project this year.
So
I need to ask a question. Everybody. Recently in Kendrick Songs we got Damn, Mr. Morale, and now we got GNX. How would y'all rank these so far? His last 3 projects.
This is the best.
Mm-hmm.
This is one.
I know a lot of people hated Mr. Morale, so
Mr. Morale was a good project. I think people just kind of didn't. I don't think people really understood the nuances of the project. But I would rank it behind Damn because I like Damn. Really, I like it, but it actually sounds better when you play it in reverse. So when he actually uploaded that version to Apple Music and streaming and stuff like that, and then when I got the vinyl, you can play it in reverse. I was like, oh, I fucks with this.
I listen to Damn the most, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Have you heard? You listened to the new one?
No.
Oh damn!
I want to withhold my opinion about the few songs that I've heard.
Man, if you don't listen to that shit, man,
you got to listen to it cohesively though. You really do have to kind of listen to it.
Put Currency down for 5 minutes and go listen to it.
Big Crit. I got to put Big Crit down, but I can't.
Yeah, put down the people.
Yeah, I went into this with low expectations, honestly, or like middle of the road, because I haven't liked the Kendrick album since To Pimp a Butterfly. I thought Damn was garbage, and Mr. Morale was just kind of bloated.
Language garbage.
I mean, I don't like overly like super mainstream.
That's fair.
Poppy shit.
That's
fair.
What
that album is.
I can.
He went mainstream with it. Yeah, he did.
I mean, that was the purpose of the album. So it's like that I wasn't the audience for that. But I went into this with like kind of middle of the road because the joint he teased in the trailer, that was like that I expected to go into this album and trash this too, because like I said in the chat, I'm like, this is Swimming Pools 2.0, and I hated that song. And lo and behold, the only song I don't like on the album is Gloria, and that's really more a SZA thing, because her on that song was like grating on the fucking ears.
That's fair.
I skipped that song. I listened to it once. I'll never need to hear it again.
No, it's nails on the chalkboard. But she sounded. That's the thing. It wasn't a her thing. She sounded amazing on Luther, but she sounded like nails on the chalkboard on Gloria. So
Gloria it's just so like cookie. It felt like every other thing he did with SZA, and that's why I said 9.5 ish. That's my one skip.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, 9. I give 9.5 to 10.
I love West Coast shit though. That's the thing. A lot of people. I'm seeing a lot of people like even that aren't like super Drake fans or whatever. I'm seeing a lot of people say they don't like West Coast shit, and this is super like this album reminds you that this nigga's favorite rapper is Corrupt.
Not real shit.
And it's like if you don't like that type of shit, then it's like this ain't gonna be for you. If you don't like Dog Pound,
it might be a corruption, a low key.
All right, real quick. Hotep, you still fucking here, bro?
Yes,
I'm.
Oh, there you
You taking a nap?
No, I'm here. I'm chilling.
He's mad quiet.
Nah, I ain't taking.
I'm
He's
sitting
still
here
here though.
listening.
He's still here
I'm
though.
listening to all this discourse about Damn being a terrible album. I don't have any nice words to say about that, so I'm gonna just be quiet.
He made it. Look at him. We getting to the crash dummy too. We gonna see. I got $10 that he drop out in the next fucking 20 minutes. All right. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
Bringing on my downfall is insane.
Top 10 artists of 2024. We just gonna act like women didn't dominate, right? I feel like I see the same fucking tweet every fucking year. But anyway,
which woman
of 2024? Kendrick Lamar, Travis Scott, Eminem, Future, 21 Savage. What the fuck did he release?
Travis Scott.
I hate this fucking list, man.
Why the fuck is Travis on there?
Travis
ain't
what the fuck did he do in 2024?
Travis dropped Utopia, so they feel like Utopia.
Oh,
Nobody
fucking gives a fuck.
voted for Travis.
Utopia is not a good album.
Eminem that dropped last year.
He dropped last year.
Look, he got number 2. He got number 2 off the strength of the Mexican population.
Just having the strength off one project, that's terrible. Then.
This all that, but you know.
My question is, what is your list, or who's to replace?
I got my list.
Switch Tyler and Travis.
Currency.
Take Travis off the fucking list.
Yeah.
Yeah, this list kind
of. To be honest, take Travis off the list. Eminem can come off the list. Future can come off the list. Savage can come off the list. Playboy Cardi can be off the list. What has Wayne done this year? You can take him off. Rocky ain't did nothing either. You can take him off. Only 3 people are on this list that deserve to be there. Kendrick, Cole, and Tyler. That's it. Everybody else can come the fuck off.
I mean,
the M album was good.
I get Eminem being there, but let's be honest. Eminem did that album is not as good as it could have been. The second half of the album was okay, but that first half was rough.
I put LL before I put fucking Eminem on the list, to be honest with you.
I put Mexican OT on there too.
Oh, 2024. Okay.
Big X.
I mean, he's been having a good run though.
Big X.
You could have put Larry. You could have put
Doechii.
Glorilla. You could have put. Hell, I would have been fine if someone said Lotto, because like I get it. Like I wouldn't fully agree, but
Glorilla definitely should have got one of them spots. Yeah,
it should be at least 3 women on here.
Maybe 2.
I had Glorilla on.
Because I would say you could put you, but again, this is mainstream. So if I say just any damn type of artist.
Yeah, fortunately we can't put the Neota Park on there just because they'd be like.
No, I was going to say you could have had a Samara Sen on here. You could have had a Lucid or a goddamn. Hell, you could have put fucking Earl Sweatshirt on this bitch.
Earl? What the fuck Earl do this year?
Earl had a better year than A$AP Rocky.
Nah, bro. We putting Currency on that. Currency on that list.
Currency there too, but that's what I'm saying though. But that's my point. The fact that you can name hundreds of people who are more justifying to be on this list than niggas like A$AP Rocky and 21 Savage. Future's only here because he dropped 3 albums. None of them shits really are that good.
He basically kicked off the beef, which the bit longest talked about. He kind of just made it because of that. Like
literally consolation
on the list because of the popularity of like that.
Yeah,
personally, I enjoyed the first 2 hours. The last one I did not like, but that's just me.
But are we all consensus that Kendrick should be number 1?
Hell yeah, shit. He got them some of the best diss songs of the year, and then he fucked around and dropped DNX. So yeah, this nigga deserves MVP, and he ended that light skinned nigga career damn near. Well, he ended. So shit, fuck that nigga. Yeah, Kendrick deserves MVP.
I can agree with that.
They should have put goddamn Bodie James on his boat. Hey, come on, man.
But that's the thing. They don't listen to
Bodie. You know Bodie. They don't know who the fuck Bodie James. Who made
They don't listen to Bodie. They don't know nothing about Indiana Jones. They don't know about Super Tech Mobo. They don't know about that.
They probably didn't even have him on the list because you vote. I guess you vote on this. This is a site where you vote ranker or some shit. I never heard of it.
They
only know what is played on the radio.
All right. So I got anything else on the list? You ready for the crash dummy, homeboy?
Mm-mm.
I can guess. I think I'm taking a guess. I got it up here. See if I'm right. All right. Let's play this shit.
Can I make a guess?
Go ahead.
Is it Snoopy Badass?
No.
Oh, damn. I thought you got
it. He hesitated. Snoopy made it.
I thought I didn't even count. I did think about it.
All right, here go your theme. Let's go.
Hey, Dad.
So, while everybody's worried about this beef, somebody just got taxed, ordered to pay $11 million because they decided to beat up an innocent person. It pays to be a civilian. Literally, it does. Want to know who decided to, beat up a civilian? You got to pay $11 million? Trey Songz. Trey fucking Songz. Yeah, bro. At some point, music artists gotta learn. Stop beating up regular people. Stop doing that. Because the first thing they're gonna do is take you to court. And they know you have money. They're gonna get you for everything that you have. So stop beating up regular people. First of all, it's wrong anyway. What the fuck are you beating up a dude in a hotel for? You gonna scar the nigga for life in front of his wife? That's crazy. The man was just trying to protect his wife and you beat him up because of that. That's wild, allegedly. That's wild. That's insane. But what's not alleged is the $11 million you gotta pay out because you didn't even answer the fucking lawsuit. Not answering a lawsuit when the motherfucker is legit trying to get you for $11 million is insane. Even if you were wrong, you should at least try to fight it. You didn't even try. You didn't even give a fuck. So the fact that you didn't even care, you think $11 million is disposable income for you being an asshole, that makes you just a complete crash dummy.
Crash dummy. Trigger Trey Songz gets the crash dummy. Where you been at anyway? I don't know.
And you can't sing either.
He's a pretty one-dimensional artist, to be honest with you.
He be yodeling.
He got 11 million.
He ain't got 11 million.
Right.
Pull his net worth up. I bet it's 5, 6, something like that.
Nah, he ain't got no 11 million fucking dollars.
He definitely don't have that now.
That's what I'm saying though. But that was how much the lawsuit was for.
Now I think it was a cop though. He wasn't a civilian. I want to say he beat up a police.
I mean, but I'm saying though, a cop. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a civilian. At the end of the day, though, bro, cop or not, like that's
Terrell Dunn, a Maryland Capitol police officer, says he was injured after he tried to rescue his wife from Trey Songz hotel room in 2021. More than 11 million in damage. TMZ broke story time. Songz was accused of misconduct while in Sin City for his 37th birthday in November 2021. The Bottoms Up artist allegedly brought a group of women back to his hotel room at the Cosmopolitan, which is where Dunn alleged in his lawsuit his wife screamed for help and said she was being held against her will. That's when he tried to bust in and apparently got beat up by him and the security. Why was your wife at the
Your
club?
wife for the streets though, homie.
For the streets.
But you know in Vegas things happen, so
it's for the streets.
Whether or not he was wrong or not, sometimes you get caught up in those type of situations because it could have been anything.
Shit, he got $11 million from my nigga to go in and find me and wipe me up a thought real quick so I can give me $11 million. Yeah, but there we have it.
Did Trey Songz beat him up?
Him and his security.
Okay, if Trey Songz was the only one to beat him up, he don't deserve a penny.
Now his security, that dude ain't. Trey Songz weigh 150 pounds, man. He ain't whooping.
But
fracture eye sockets.
Trey gonna get some hits in because the security was doing most of the work though.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, what do we think of Trey Songz recent? Is he has any relevancy in the game anymore? Like,
Heck no.
He's staying low.
He's getting
As
caught
he
up
should.
being a sexual predator.
Yeah,
Why
he's-
nobody touched him?
What's his smash?
How is he walking unscathed?
At this point, I would love the opportunity to smack the shit out of him. That's just me now.
Let me get one too.
I never thought he was good or talented. He can't sing. He a bitch. And realistically, all this proves is that, again, once niggas get money and they think they untouchable, you get shit like this that happens.
he got a connection to fucking Drake too. They're in the same realm of.
Of course they are.
Realm of nasty ass nigga.
Trey Songz is R&B.
Yeah, they got the same nastiness. Let's get a grip.
Quippy!
Nasty
mild situation. I want you to understand that is very inappropriate. A man got hurt because he likes to be grippy with other people's wives. That's crazy.
That's some sick shit, man.
We got kind of a hypothetical topic. I'm not sure if you got one, but this topic was about the sister albums, basically albums that are not really related, but somehow feel connected in a certain type of way. Just because of the theme of the album, maybe the ambiance of the album, things of that nature.
I hated this tweet because both of those albums are produced by the same guy.
That's why they feel alike. But
Yeah.
I think it is a good hypothetical question because I do think there are kind of albums, you know what I mean? But a lot of them are in the same camp. Like you think of a lot of the Wu-Tang albums are kind of interconnected with the same kind of theme, right? You know what I mean? Like the Cowl and fucking, you know what I mean? Bobby Digital or some shit, right?
Because the internet and Flower Boy.
Say it again.
Those were my two. That was the one I went with those two because I like how, because the internet is essentially a screenplay, and we know how Tyler had this it was almost like a come of age type thing of realization within himself on Flower Boy. And so if you were to actually take the elements of Flower Boy and put it in the screenplay, it would mirror what Because the Internet was.
Yeah, you could also compare Because the Internet to Prince Paul, Prince Among Thieves, because that was an entire movie.
I'll say, I'm my fault.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, the infamous Mobb Deep, and it was written by Nas. I'll say they kind of like to from what I heard, I feel like they were going to be related in some type of way.
Logic has one that coincides, kind of makes me feel like a fucking Childish Gambino joint. We had like that futuristic type of theme in it.
Oh, you're talking about the Incredibly True, the Great Incredibly True.
The Incredible True Story, yeah.
I also said Deep Cut, for those who don't know. Warm Brew, the Ghetto Beach Boys, that project, and then listening to Special Edition Grandmaster Deluxe by the Cool Kids. I was like, that should give me the same type of vibes. And it's very different because the Warm Brew is more OPM with Dom, and they're more West Coast, but they have their own individual kind of like sound. So they're not like a typical West Coast type group. But then you look at the Cool Kids and how influential they've been, being from Chicago and everything like that. So it's kind of like, well, Mikey being from Chicago.
Yeah, one from Detroit. They like cousins though.
You know, but you see how, like, if you listen to both of those projects, you see how they're entangled with experimental sounds, and they're not beholden to just where they're from. So I thought that was a pretty solid one too.
I would have said, I don't know how y'all feel about it. I had said Watch the Throne and What a Time to Be Alive. Just on the fact that they had this kind of luxury raps and shit on each of the album stuff.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, that's right.
little bit of a stretch, but yeah, that's interesting.
That's shit.
Anybody else got anyone else? Two albums they think of?
I'm gonna go with Simba, Don't Run From Rap, and man, what was that Grip project? Fuck. I can't remember. Not Grip's last album, but the one before that. That's Atlanta. Grip's from Atlanta. Simba's obviously from over here in CA, but there's a lot of crossover between those two.
Mm.
And that's gonna drive me crazy. That Grip album, I can't remember it.
Cause I'm thinking
Snub Nose.
And
no, not the one before that. The one that got him signed with Shady. It's got that song Cassius on it. Chicken and Dumplings. Crazy good album.
Can't find it.
If you don't dive into Grip, whoever's not diving into Grip, man, Grip's killer. Simba too, but
yeah, Grip is nice.
Yeah,
but I also was gonna say one last one again for those who are nerds like me. If you ever listen to Injury Reserve, by the time I get to Phoenix, and then turn around and listen to that, and then go listen to Scaring the Hoes by J by Pink.
I feel like Scaring the Hoes get mentioned once per fucking episode in this motherfucker.
Scaring the Hoes music.
And then in the chat, you got 104 people out here watch right now. If y'all can think of two albums that's kind of related or interrelated, go ahead, drop a comment or something. We'll feature them later on as we go along.
Yeah, I'd probably say Dr. Octagonacologist from Cool Keith and the first ODB album.
Ooh. I like that.
I had one last one too. I had Good Kid, Mad City, and My Crazy Life by YG.
Can see that.
I have to re-listen to that shit because I don't get YG coinciding with Kendrick.
The first album was pretty good.
Yeah, I can see.
All right. Nothing else. Like I said, if anyone got anything else out there, make sure y'all drop it in the comments. We'll definitely read that shit. Mac Miller set to drop a new album, right? Posthumous. I know how we feel about those type of albums, but I'm kind of posing a different question in regards to that. That graphics is crazy too. That little fucking kid graphics. But has any estate, y'all think, in your opinion, handled posthumous album releases better? Or just
no, it's not even close. This should be the precedent. This should be the example. This should be everything moving forward for people who want like the proper way to do this.
Couldn't agree more. Because
who's in charge of his estate, actually?
It's all conceptual because it's really all up really for interpretation, to be quite honest. Album trailers nowadays are really all up to interpretation because what you see in the trailer, you might not really understand from the whole project of the album. Because if we look at Juice WRLD's estate, which is controlled by Lil Bibby and those fuckers, it's horrible.
Yeah, that's an example of how not to handle.
Leaving him out to dry because he's got Fortnite skins and shit out here, and they keep dropping all of his music, and his music isn't good because it's just repetitive. Yeah. There's no change. Like he never got a chance to diversify his sound. So what's being released, same stuff that we've already heard before. So we don't really have,
Yeah, I don't appreciate
like,
that.
For example, we all know what happened with Pop Smoke. His whole estate and record label was so quick to try to capitalize on his passing, and they were so money hungry, they just emptied the entire vault. There's no more new Pop Smoke records ever coming out, ever. Unless there's a hidden hard drive somewhere, that whole estate fucked that shit up.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, there was kind of like a short window when it comes to somebody like Pop Smoke, though.
True.
I don't know.
Again, you can always stretch it, because to make a whole album, then drop a deluxe, and then turn around and then make a brand new album and then empty out the rest of the singles, you could have stretched that for a 2-3 year span, or even longer, had the albums actually been made the way that they were intended to be made. You could stretch it out. Because Mac's album, Circles, we still were craving the full rap album, Swimming in Circles, because Circles was that good that we keep revisiting it. So now we get Balloonerism, we're gonna just be like, oh, this is amazing. I wonder what else he got involved. And even if you don't have anything else, you're happy with what you have.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like the difference between like somebody like Juice WRLD and Mac Miller is like Juice WRLD was not around that long to where he was able to diversify and like experiment with different, sounds. Not too much, but Mac Miller, he's been around for a long time, and he has like night and songs that are like night and day. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's able to give a lot more growth, I guess you could say, to where you're looking forward to a posthumous album. But
it's the same thing with X too, because they kept putting out them damn garbage ass posthumous albums too. And shit.
I feel like X was kind of overrated though. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like X was overrated.
I'm withholding my thoughts.
Man down, shots fired.
Why? Don't let me be out here by myself.
You wild. You wild for that one.
Yeah, you wild.
When he was alive, he was upgraded.
That one.
I know how his fans are, so I'm keeping my.
I in certain aspects I will agree, because he was very different in terms of his musicality.
His uniqueness overpowered his actual life.
Yeah, like he's one of those artists where like his personality shined more than the music itself.
Like a Meg Thee Stallion.
The glimpses, wow, that's an insane comparison. That is downright disrespectful. Move on to the next topic, because she has crazy.
You don't want to say
that is the wow.
She called us stallion. She didn't even say the horse.
I know, right? I didn't even say the horse person today.
As someone who disrespects the dead on the daily,
hey, I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just speaking my truth.
Get them on a versus.
Hurts, my nigga. That's crazy.
XXX versus Megan Thee Stallion.
And the sad part is X is watching her too.
No, yeah.
Yo, wow.
Our thoughts don't reflect anybody else's.
We ain't ducking the smoke. Fuck it.
I know, right?
I'm not ducking the smoke, but
we know you ain't ducking the smoke. We know you ain't ducking.
I ain't ducking it either.
I've got 8 death threats in the last week and a half.
Good luck finding me.
I say the same thing. I'm not a hard guy to find.
Mr. Hotep, on the other hand, I knew it.
I don't hide where I'm from.
He said that shit.
Nigga, phone overheated.
Don't.
Just like all them goddamn bots and shit that they be having on Twitter. Everybody, all them damn bots tweeting the same tweets. Just dick eating.
Yeah, I'm saying
anybody
all in their fucking jaws. That shit crazy.
Whoa.
Anybody that's getting mad about X isn't leaving their house anyways. So
yeah.
I will say this though.
In that basement.
XXX Rolling Loud's performance, I think like 2016 or something like that. That shit was tough, nigga. That was tough. That's the great crowd.
You know the performance gonna be, and then that was in Miami, right?
Yeah.
He's from there. He's from there. So
that's his backyard, man. That was crazy. I like that.
You're gonna have 20 million people up in that bit. Let's go to our last debate. Hypothetical question. First is 2-part question, right? So we know that the cliff you fall off at 40, usually for rappers, right? Maybe even before 40. I'll say probably 37, 38, somewhere in there. Why has Future ducked the Peter Pan syndrome? Why isn't he getting the same stigma like a Drake gets? even though he's about older. So, is there any particular reason? And that's based off this tweet right here, right? Don't get me wrong, I love Future's music, but it ain't crazy to y'all how he pushing 50. He still rap about how you can't trust these hoes.
Oh, I be saying that shit. I say that's why I don't listen to him.
Yeah,
I would also agree. I agree with y'all because I've been on record of saying like all his music is repetitive at this point. And it's just, you know, when we were a little bit younger, we was in college, yeah, this shit hit like crack on the street in the 80s. But after going through, you know, 10 plus years of listening to it, you get to a point where it's like, bro, you've been rapping about this shit since I was in high school.
About that lean that you not drinking, then
bro, like, I'm like
you not popping.
When I think about that, that's insane. Like he's been rapping about the same shit since I was in high school. I'm a grown ass adult with a fucking child. I changed.
A child?
When are you going?
Are you talking about Future? I'm gonna say you got like a fucking basketball.
No, I'm talking about me, but I'm saying like me, like as a listener, like my life has changed so much since I first heard his music, and it has not evolved. Because it's just, I feel like the reason why he continues to get away with it is because he not problematic in the music industry to other niggas. I think the reason why he's been able to duck all this smoke is because there's no fire coming from his camp. Now, when it comes to the baby mamas and Sierra and Russell Wilson, that's different. But when it comes to him just having issues in the industry with other niggas, there's no issue. Nobody's beefing with Future. There's no reason to. What the fuck are you gonna beef with him for? Like, he hasn't given us a reason to be like, damn, when you gonna start rapping?
Never.
Yeah,
but
I don't think he ever.
He can.
He never could. And I think that's the thing. Like he just makes quality songs that you can play at the club, smoke a hookah to, get drunk to.
Low vibrational music. You don't got to think about it.
Yeah, you're not gonna complain about some shit that is you. If you can clean the house to it, you're not gonna complain about it.
Nah, he is the double quarter pounder at midnight of hip hop.
That's
just what it is.
Bag ass
Bars. You get a yeah ho for that.
I didn't get one for a single rant. He get one for a quarter pounder reference.
You know what? I go back when you said smoke ducking fire camp or so. You get a yeah ho for that.
Thank you.
All things.
I hear the yeah ho. Where's my yeah ho?
You ain't saying no yeah ho word and
shit. Definitely deserve one for that damn Meg reference. You definitely.
Yeah, I needed one for that.
That wasn't a yeah ho. That was a.
Oh man! Hey!
That's what that was. Shit.
That was a yeah ho in the hey.
That's right.
I got some. Yeah.
But about Future, I feel like we need to have this conversation. I feel like the producers that Future chooses be doing most of the legwork for him. And his melodies. That's why I think that he's been able to last this long. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? When you, even like that song Mask Off, which is probably one of his biggest songs, it was like Fergus said. You know what I'm saying? You like the flow and the vibes that he gives you.
He started also like his personal life and him having issues with his baby mamas is what allows him to make good music. So because he's very unproblematic in the industry, if he's very problematic in his personal life, the music industry side of him benefits because he's a piece of shit in real life. So it offsets in a sense.
Yeah, and it makes sense why he don't trust these hoes when all he does is impregnate them.
Yeah, I
heard. Yeah, but let's remember he was a meme for a while, where it was like where it was basically Whereas basically white journalists over intellectualizing his lyrics.
That shit crazy.
And that was like a meme for like a good 2 years.
Like a lot of, in Future isn't one of those people that's like, yeah, give me a Future bar. Fuck your bitch with some Gucci flip flops. Like, come on.
That's a bar.
Yeah, but it was people at these big publications doing it. That's what like really like boosted them, like Pitchfork, Fader, all that shit.
Tony Montana was tough though.
I've thrown a lot of ones to Future's music, so I'm just gonna be quiet. Anyway, speaking of which, can any artist be successful without evolving their subject matter? We kind of hit on Future.
That's like fucking 80% of the fucking roster right now.
IG.
Yeah, but is any of them really making music beyond that fall off age of 37, 38?
Well, they got a ceiling. They got a ceiling for sure. Like legacy wise, they got a ceiling.
Right.
Certain people can. I think it depends on how long they've been successful. Because you can be successful, it's just can that longevity last? Mm-hmm. And for certain people, change is good because we see when someone like a Tyler Creator, when he changes up, he makes great music. But you get someone who tries to change their mannerisms, I guess, in terms of their approach to making music, kind of like a J. Cole when he tried to make, grippy. And we kind of all know what happened there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can't name a single artist I think that is very stagnant or very complacent in their music that has made it past like 37, 38. Can anybody think of one? I don't think so.
Past 37, that's tough. No, not really. I mean, that was gonna be my first thought.
Riff Raff is kind of,
yeah, but I mean, who cares about Riff Raff now? Who gives a shit about Riff Raff now? Respectful.
That's not respectful.
No, I mean, he had his time. But nobody wants to hear that shtick anymore.
Oh,
yeah, I understand what he said.
Dom.
Ooh. Wait, he hasn't evolved?
I'm saying if he realistically has Dom really evolved his subject matter? Because I feel like he kind of hasn't. It's like
I feel like he regressed.
Yeah, it sounded like big homie music to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always sounded like that. And he's 40. Yeah, I forgot. This nigga 40.
That's Unc now.
Yeah, my point exactly. But with his new album, legit sounds like what he used to rap, like how he used to rap in his prime. And if we look at one of my favorite projects with him was LA Is Not For Sale. And again, I feel like his subject matter has always been the same for the most part. Someone like, I feel like West Coast artists really kind of with that shit. It's easier for them to get away with it. Because usually somebody like Larry
fading out.
They get to that age of like 40, like they could be rapping about the same shit and we still gonna fuck with it.
Yeah, we just call it lifestyle raps.
Yeah, no, that's the point. Like you look at like E40 and Short and shit.
Yeah, Too Short. Yeah, Too Short been rap about Mac and bitches for what, like 30 years or some shit.
Yeah.
I doubt Too Short even be pimping
like,
them.
Because like for me, after listening to like Ice Cube's last project, I see like not everybody can evolve their subject matter. Some people kind of need to.
How was Ice Cube subject matter? I forgot to.
It was very much mature. And I did talk about this with O'Shea, because we had an issue. We both kind of was like Busta Rhymes could have did a little better with his verse when he threw on the project, but it's like when you get to that age, it's kind of like, and this is kind of going into what Andre 3000 said with before the Flu album. It's like, what can I rap about now? going to the doctor and getting a colonoscopy. Like, like what kind of rap about? So I get it.
I don't want to hear about that either. I don't had a colonoscopy.
But that's the thing, though. It's like, like you can only rap. Certain people can only rap about the same things for so long.
Was it politically correct? Like Ice Cube's, was it politically correct? Like,
it was very politically correct to an extent.
I was gonna say that was. I was hoping
it was a little, you know, a little braggadocious. Shout out to Exhibit because he was on the album. I loved Exhibit growing up. It was my favorite character on Def Jam Fight for New York.
Bro,
Pimp My Ride was fake, bro. I
don't care.
That disappointed me, bro.
Prime MTV. Y'all niggas ain't know. Remember when they put the fish tank in the car? That was crazy.
Then they took it out. They took it out after that, though, bro. That's
fucking man. And the catalytic converter, and they put a fish tank in there. You want to talk about ignoring priorities? I love MTV. That was great. That was great. That was great life, man.
Yeah, MTV with no fucking music on the music television.
See, but I'm
TRL, man. Let me host the show.
You gonna get
all I need is a live microphone and a camera, and I'm gonna set the world on fire.
You're gonna get canceled, man.
You can get international death threats. Then you can get fucking Japanese death, Mandarin death threats and shit. No?
King of public speaking. You feel me?
See, I'm stuck between if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and like you lean into what works as far as like the subject matter, not evolving it. Because like you know what I'm saying? I don't.
Rappers can be successful and not evolve their subject matter, and I think that's where we are. If you look at mainstream artists cannot. A lot of them can, but majority of them cannot evolve their subject matter and still be, you know, that great artist that people knew initially, because people are gonna always go off of what they like the most from you, and people don't like change. So when you give them something different that they didn't ask for, and it don't sound good, you fucked yourself.
That's what separates artists, right? The Nas of the world, the Jay-Z's of the fucking world, right? They can evolve with their fucking fan base.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's also like a double-edged sword of leaning into one thing fully, because you know, like you just said, Nas and Jay-Z, they never really like were on like one like singular wave or one singular subject matter. Like you got people that will like only talk about weed or only talk about, you know, cars and money, and when they try to like divert outside of that, it's like it's almost like there's no emotion there, because it's like that's not like what they're
passionate about, right?
Yeah, so it's like that's the double-edged sword. It's like you could do like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, but it's like that only, you know, that shtick only works for so long.
But that's why it's like it's sad to hear the Soldier Boys of the worlds and the Bow Wows and shit, where it's like where you peaked at fucking 16 and 17. It's like how you has been at 32, dog. Like that's so fucking sad to me, dog. You can't
the
be
most successful artist who has never evolved his subject matter is Lil B. I will support the bass guy forever till I die. Ain't nobody touching that nigga.
I don't even know if he has subject matter.
He does.
Does he?
He does.
I feel like he don't.
That's the colostomy bag shit.
He does. Listen. I remember one of his mixtapes froze on the computer one time. That shit was great.
Colostomy bag.
Every time me and my homeboy, me and my best friend, we listened to Lil B growing up. We play I Forgive You, we play that mixtape, that shit froze the computer every single time. That is the only mixtape.
Computer don't even want to hear that shit.
Other than that, everything slapped.
Lil
What
B.
we talking about?
Lil B,
Lil
man.
B?
Go listen to Pink Flame. Pink Flame is fire. Remember when he dissed Joey Badass? That was crazy.
Oh man,
Joey Badass, I want that smoke.
Blue Flame's my shit.
Yo, shout out to Lil B though. He did like on a positivity wave now. You know what I'm saying?
Now.
Now. But yeah. He evolved, I guess, in his own way. Right.
Fuck that shit, nigga. Bass World.
Can't nobody cook like me for the record.
Bass World top 5
Can't
mixtapes
nobody
all
cook.
time.
Let's get ready to get up out of here. So let's pull out your phones, your playlists. We ain't even got Sade here to say she ain't listening to shit.
I can answer for you. You're not listening to anything.
So what are you listening to? What's currently in the playlist? What you got on repeat? I know you got that GNX in that month.
Not
I.
I'll start because this is gonna be easy. I've been listening to nothing but ghetto metal for like.
I was just about to say it.
I've been listening to so much ghetto metal. I might go get my fucking eyebrow pierced, bro. I can't stop listening to it. I don't even know what to tell y'all, dude. I wake up, I go shower started, and I just put on ghetto metal, and I've been getting these crazy good workouts in. I don't know, man. I think I got a problem. I need like a ghetto intervention. I need like a reset. I need
That's the first step to recovery, bro.
To get me. You know what I mean?
Ghetto Metal Anonymous.
Oh, that's funny as shit.
I don't know what's going on with me, but I can't. My whole library's been taken over. I'm making playlists where the title is choosing violence and shit. I don't know, man.
So what you kicked your Jack Harlow addiction? I know you was on a Jack Harlow earlier, bro.
Hey, man, those are fighting words, bro.
Oh shit. Who else? We got a playlist up.
I'll go. So I've been pretty simple this week. I've been listening to the new Denzel Curry, King of the Mischievous South.
That's you do that deluxe.
Yeah, the deluxe. And I've been listening to a lot of Cardo Got Wings, Made Man. That's hard. Been listening to The Tonight Show, the sequel, of course, and some throwback currency. I've been posting shit on the page. Been listening to a little Rhapsody. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever else I listen to, I'll be posting on the page. So go check the page. We post some bangers on there too.
Check the page. J Cloud, what you been listening to, brother?
I've been listening to some Kalen Ellis. I really slept on him. He's a super dope producer. He did a project with Lupe. I've been listening to him. I've been listening to some. I've been listening to GNX. Sean Price, Phil the Ag, Strong Arm Steady. Some Pac, some old Pac.
Hey.
Some J Lib. That's the J Dilla and Mad Lib album. That new Chord A album is dope.
Yeah.
I listen to that. And this Canadian dude, Shad, he's dope. And Substantial. If any of y'all know who Substantial is, he's like he was a Nujabes' artist who did like the music for that show Samurai Champloo. So yeah, I've been listening to that and some Crooked Eye.
Crooked Eye. I heard that name in a minute, bro.
Yeah, that's it though.
Okay. Who we got left? Southside. Listen to, brother.
Raise your hand if you knew Ice-T was in a death metal band.
Yeah.
And Body Count.
Yeah.
So
Body Count.
Merciless dropped an album.
Oh yeah, we're gonna post that review, baby.
Yeah, it's already up.
I did put it up there.
I think I sent it, but yeah, listen to me. I love my death metal, so I was listening to that. Ghetto metal, threw a little of that ghetto metal in there, But also, realistically, man, of course, I was on GNX, Corday's album. I've been browsing TikTok, and TikTok has been providing me with a lot of independent artists that I've been able to discover. So like Amir Malika. She's a pretty dope artist. Jamila Woods. Inca, and I don't know why I went and back to listen to the Booty tape from my homie. Yeah. So if you don't listen to Ugly God, it's not even the Ugly God no more, but yeah, the Booty tape is a classic. But also got reviews out for The Crossroads by Corday, Name in the Sky by Lenny Cube, Existence by Jaleel, who is arguably the swollest rapper to have ever exist. And all he do is backflips.
Awesome, dude. That's crazy.
If you literally listen to his music and like tap up his concerts and shit, that's what he does. He just backflip off shit.
Yeah, I've seen him before. We got the crazy hair. He still got like the dread shit or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's insane. And Andre 3000 dropped like three more flute tracks. So I listened to that.
You ain't listen to them fucking flute records.
Nigga, what? That shit is in my library. Play with me. Play with me. Stop playing with me. I do this, nigga. I listen to it all. Stop playing with me.
Oh, shit, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway.
Yeah, you say the best for last.
Malik, what you listen to? Some flute music too, nigga?
Hell no. God damn. Y'all bear with me, man. Cause y'all know I worked 10 hours and I have nothing but time on my hands to listen to music. But I've been listening to Redemption by J Rock. J Rock needs to stop bullshitting and drop an album because I thought J Rock heavy.
I was just thinking that today too. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes.
Conglomerate by Femi Guerrero, I think that's his name. Lynn and Lancey Fox. That's a good album. Check out my review too. Mad Villainy, you know, classic. That's one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. In My Lifetime, Volume 1, Jay-Z. Trap music, T.I. Listen to T.I.
Was you born when that shit came out?
Yeah, I'm 24. Yes, I was born.
My bad. I'm sorry.
I didn't know your age. I didn't know how old he was.
I'm 24. I'm a youngin' man. But
Young bull.
Fair Exchange, No Robbery, Boldy James, and I listened to the Price of Tea in China. I love Boldy James as well. He deserved MVP this year. Deltron 3030, another one of my favorite albums. Classic. Went back to listen to Merge because me and Jay Cloud talking about goddamn some underground legends and shit in the chat, me, him, Cam and shit. So I had to go back to some Merge, man. No Dope on Sunday, Side of Prince.
That's dope.
I love that album. Let me see. Born Like This, MF Doom, one of his most underrated albums, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let me see. My boy David Banner. You feel me? The Mississippi album, classic. Let's Get Free, Dead Prez. Let me see. Of course, GNX, of course. And that. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's the greatest album ever. Southside. I don't want to hear it.
I think he called that shit egregious or some shit. Didn't he say that fucking was
blasphemy, bro?
Blasphemy.
I listened to J. Cole's The Warm Up. It was on streaming service. He been dropping his old.
He released that. Yeah, he re-released that, right?
He just dropped Friday Night Lights too tonight.
Yeah, and I won't be listening to it because it holds a special place in my heart.
I was trying to get the samples approved or something. Why the fuck you just not redropping that shit for some reason?
Probably. Hopefully, then it changes the samples up like they did with some of these people that drop on streaming.
Cause those was mixtapes, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes he probably got to throw some bags or somebody release it on the actual streaming platforms.
I remember when Crit put his mixtapes on streaming after like a long time. He changed some of the stuff on there, and I was pissed.
Couldn't get that approval. Got to take that shit off.
I got some more. I'm sorry. Yeah, bear with me.
We're gonna limit you to 10. You picked 10 projects, bro. We don't need to hear everything you listen to while you're taking a shit or whatever you're doing throughout the fucking day. Your top 10.
People didn't hear this. God damn it. They ain't never heard it before. Okay, last 2, man. Okay. Crip James by GP Rico. Y'all check out my review. I fuck with that. That was a good project. Got that West Coast sound to it. And I went back and listened to Power by Ice-T because Kendrick had put a reference in his video. And that's it, man. Okay, leave me alone.
I know you wasn't born when that shit come.
Hell no, that's 87. I was not talked about.
I guess it's on me. My last one. Y'all be calling me old and say I don't listen to new shit, so I had to listen to the Doechii shit. I had to listen to the Cordae shit. Dropped a review for the Cordae. You stole my number too, bro. I seen your shit, Southside, bro. What was you? 8.7? I think I did 8.5. One of us was 0.2 off. You just had to be different. You feel me? But I listened to that shit, the Kendrick shit. Big X. I'm listening to some Pac. Oh, he old. He was in Tupac. Yeah, I've been listening to some Pac. Had to go back to All Eyes on Me and shit. Some Wayne. Some Chinks drugs for some reason. I don't know why the fuck I was listening to Chinks drugs, but whatever. And a lot of R&B. Yeah, a lot of R&B. I had kids in the car and shit, so I gotta listen to music that you can't, no 3-6 and no shit. So a lot of fucking Chris Brown and Neo and shit. That's about it, yo. So that's it. That's all I got. So last minute, man. If y'all got anything you plug, anything y'all working on, bro. Got 111 people in there. Make sure y'all subscribe and make sure y'all check out whatever we recommend as far as anything. I know we gotta get to CMOS. It's cold season, motherfucker. And I just got over a cold. Star, what you got?
Still working on my music, of course, but we're running a sale on rarerandos.com. Y'all need to go there. Everything is 50% off for this whole weekend. So yeah, come get your essentials, get your immunity up. Make sure you're not caught lacking this winter. Everything 50% off. So go there. Write me out after the stream.
Yeah, buy that shit up, yo. I damn sure got some of that tea. Help my ass out. I was fucked up.
Yeah, immunity tea.
So salute to you for that. Jay Cloud, what you working on, bro? I heard you went on a sabbatical or some shit. You been gone for a while, ain't you?
No, I'm about to go back. But I just launched a Twitch channel, so go follow me on there. I've been like streaming a little bit, but I'm about to be streaming on there like mostly every day for at least a couple hours, and just making beats, remixes, maybe throw some raps in here and there. But yeah, I'm about to be, if you want to see how the magic is made and shit, so just follow me on there, Jonathan Cloud. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Bet. Gotcha.
Still them beats, baby. Southside, what you working on,
homie? Just follow your boy on TikTok. I'll be posting some more reviews over there. Because I kind of want to dive deeper into this death metal phase I'm in.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's like that.
Cam got your ass on the metal shit.
Yeah, man. Well, no, not the ghetto metal, just my regular Metalocalypse type death metal. Shout out to that.
That's why you're so violent right now, man. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I'm just fucking with that. So just follow the TikTok. If you get tired of my tweets, fuck you, block me. I don't care. It's gonna be me. So. The Cavaliers lost to the Hawks. That was funny.
Is that the second loss? They only lost like twice, right?
Troy dropped 20 and 22.
They only lost like 2 games in the season, though, right?
6 rebounds. Trey Young went crazy on their ass.
No sports. Let me stop talking about sports for Star yelling at me. Cam, you still there, homie? You blacked out.
I'm right here.
Cameron.
Yo, you just use my phone. You use my government.
Yes, I did.
I thought your name was Camtavius.
I'm on side right now. It's menoforder.com/CassiusCam for everything you need, supplement workout wise, so you can be big and strong and protect the people you love.
You got the Shark Tank pitch down. That's the fuck I'm talking about.
I know, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Malik.
Yeah, in the woods right now.
Yeah, shooting bears and shit. Malik, what you working
on? Ain't shit, but I'm gonna turn my list in next week so you can leave me the fuck alone.
I don't want to hear about this list no fucking more.
It's coming in
till it's done.
I'm sending it next week. Leave me alone. Okay.
Look here, we know your potential. That's why we fuck with you. I don't want to hear about this motherfucking list until it's done.
Okay.
Nigga.
All
right. That's that. That's all we got. So appreciate everybody coming in. Appreciate everybody dropped comment in chat. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the page, the website. We're driving traffic towards the website now. So that's one thing we're doing. Posting previews on the Twitter, but you got to take your ass to the website if you want to get the fucking final review numbers and also a preview of the songs on the album too. So you get a double bubble. You can listen to the shit too. So we hooking you up. Make sure y'all check out the weekly jams too, curated by Southside Gunner. That's how I listen to the new shit. You know, if you old and watched, you just listen to that shit. It keeps you up to date.
Shout out to the 40 plus people who've actually downloaded the playlist. So shout out to y'all. And that's just 40 plus on Apple Music. That's not including the couple people who've listened on SoundCloud, the ones on YouTube, and the actual people on Spotify as well. So I'm gonna try to keep those going. It's easier. This next week, I'm taking suggestions because I'm gonna be lazy as fuck. I'm probably drunk all weekend. So I will be taking nothing but suggestions. I'm gonna let everybody else curate the list. Just add the songs.
Hey, there you go. Your chance to curate. You feel me? And make sure everybody enjoys your Turkey Day safe. Don't be too fucked up. Make sure you get you a DD, call the Uber or some shit. Because them DUIs is expensive, motherfucker. So that's all I got, man. So on behalf of everybody here, I gotta say, peace.